What is going on, everybody? Y'all know who it is. Leo, Chris, Amanda, back for another live stream. You know, we used to call this Sunday Night Geeks, but this isn't Sunday night. So we're just dropping in on a Tuesday, guys, to talk the latest in Geek. I mean, we've got a lot to cover tonight, from things like Michael Keaton, possibly back as Batman for The Flash. We've got Crash Bandicoot 4, Sonic stuff to cover, The King's Man. But guys, I'm not hosting tonight. I get to take a little bit of a back seat. So I'm going to turn it over to my guy, my associate, my best friend, my co-host with the mostest, man, Chris. What's going on, man?
Wow, that was quite an intro, Leo. Yes, guys, I am here, and I'm taking the reins on this bad boy today. Tuesday Night Freaks.
Heyo!
Heyo! So let's say hello, Leo. Hello, Amanda.
Hey, Chris.
What's
How
going
are you
on,
doing?
buddy?
We're doing great, right?
Yeah.
Having fun?
Good times.
Super great. Hey, we got some comments too. Pert-minded, Mr. First. What's going on, man? Jay the Legend 6. Welcome, my friend. Jordan Rosario. What's up, man? That's my guy from over at Keeping It 100. What's up, Sly the Movie Guy? Coming back, man. I actually checked out your video today on the Michael Keaton Batman, so I'm excited to get you to weigh in here, man. Christopher Deibler? I hope I'm saying that right, but welcome, my friend. Welcome, Gumps, Movie Files. Ooh, Jordan's already ready to talk about Crash. We'll get to that soon. What's up, everybody?
I didn't have Crash Bandicoot on my list, but we'll bring it up with we'll bring it up with Sonic. I know who I'm gonna throw this shit to. Okay, I'm just not there yet.
Yeah.
So let's start the discussion off with the King's Man. They're not men anymore. It's just one man. It's one man versus the entire Russian army and Rasputin. I'm gonna toss this one real quick over to my sister Amanda.
Hey.
She's got some cool things to say about this.
Man.
Start the pot stirring. So Amanda, what are your thoughts on this new King's Man trailer that just dropped?
That just dropped it. So I absolutely love the first Kingsman. I adore what Matthew Vaughn did with that first installment. Blew my mind, because like I went into that film literally just expecting another like regular action movie. But then it was just like freaking amazing. The action sequences were executed so well. The stories, you know, it was good, but Taron Egerton did such a great job with Eggsy that like I fell in love with him.
Hold on, I'm sorry. What's his name?
Taron Egerton.
I thought his name was Tyron.
No, Taron Egerton.
Dude, I've been reviewing that guy's work for forever. Oh my, keep going. I'm sorry, sis.
No worries.
Man, he'd be a great Johnny Storm. Sorry.
I want him as Roy Harper, actually. Did you watch Robin Hood with him? Like, that was basically his audition tape for Roy Harper.
That movie was so good.
Anyways, I'm going to continue. Matthew Vaughn did a great job with the first one. Golden Circle, trash. Absolute garbage. The story was terrible. It was so bad. Like, I loved that they brought in the American cast, blah, blah, blah. Halle Berry was, like, wasted, and I was so excited to see her in another movie, and they wasted her. But Golden Circle wasn't as strong as the first one. So now to, like, completely throw away a third installment to give us a prequel that no one really asked for is kind of annoying, just because the King's Man, like, it sounds like a stupid effing title. I'm sorry. It sounds really bad. And the trailer does nothing. It doesn't even have the same Matthew Vaughn style that made us fall in love with the first installment. Like, the Golden Circle is so bad, dude. Like, I don't even own it. That's how you know, like, I just did not like the movie. So The King's Man is like a poorly placed sequel, and it's like they ran out of ideas, but no one gives a shit about what happened before. Why are you laughing?
Because you're making good points. I
thanks. No, that's great.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, like, and I know Leo's sitting there like, I'm excited.
Leo's arms are crossed and he's stared at his microphone like with the pissed off look on his face.
Please show your cam. We want to see your cam. I'm joking. That's reserved for Sunday. But anyways, yeah. Amazing. Yeah, just as I thought. Yep. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Like, it has no similar style to the first Kingsman. and I'm not excited for it. I'm not. I think it's a waste of time. They should have done a third one. But I don't know what's going on with Taron. I don't know what he's doing. But he had so much clout after Rocket Man. Like I thought, oh my God, I was so proud of him with Rocket Man. So I don't know why he kind of just like, we're not gonna do a third one. And he's like the best part of the Kingsman. So I don't know. But Leo, I know you have some thoughts and concerns, my good sir. So why don't you just disagree with me right now?
Look, I'm going to start this off by saying I don't completely disagree with you, but let me get caught up on the comments real quick. Perp said he's rolling with you, Amanda. So you got some people on your side.
Perp is my man.
Gump.
Perfect.
It looks like Gump agrees. Possibly a Secret Service hits different than Golden Circle is AIDS. Holy shit. Golden Circle is way overrated. Golden Circle was way too cartoony for me. I like certain aspects about the film, but overall didn't do it for me.
I agree.
That's actually what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to hit me with the, Leo's going to be so excited. But look, here's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
What I liked about Golden Circle is the way they captured action. I thought the way they shot it, the way that the action was executed, I loved that part of it. But man, the story was incredibly sloppy. It was all over the place. You had Tennessee or Milwaukee or what was the guy Channing Tatum was playing? Don't even remember his name. Kentucky, I think was his name.
Sure.
And then you had let's go with the Kentucky. Who knows what it is? It might be Montana. I don't know. But okay, it might be whiskey. I don't know, man. But that's one of the problems. There's an overcrowded cast of characters. Mm-hmm. And I thought the first Kingsman did it really well with Harry and Eggsy. Just having them kind of lead the forefront and giving us that amazing scene in the church. That was, man, one of the best action scenes I've seen ever, possibly. It was just so phenomenal. Like the music selection, the action, the way that Harry just taking out all these guys.
It's unreal.
It was amazing, like unreal. And I gotta say that what I did like about the Golden Circle was the sacrifice montage, like that entire sequence of Harry kind of gunning down all these guys. That was pretty cool, but like, again, it's a very sloppy and all over the place story. So I didn't really like the Golden Circle as much as I did like that original first Kingsman. I mean, the first Kingsman just works. The Golden Circle, I think I can agree with you, Sly. It's a little cartoony. It's a little kind of over the top. I mean, you've got Channing Tatum's character, and you've got all these other characters. You got characters betraying one another, and it's like, what is happening? Like, I literally got lost in the movie because there was so much going on. It was crowded with so much stuff. I mean, I look at this one and I'm like, yo, Ray Fiennes. I mean, the dude who plays Zemo.
There's a lot of good actors in
it. It just doesn't look good, Leo. It does not look good.
I'm not saying it looks great, but I'm just saying it's got a stacked up cast.
Yeah, but
it's gonna capture that same Kingsman action that we go to the. Yeah, it is.
No, it won't.
Listen, we go through the Kingsman movies for the action.
Leo, go back and watch the Kingsman trailer and then watch the Kingsman trailer. You can't tell me that it's the same.
I'm not saying it's the same, man. No, I'm not saying it's the same, but what I'm saying is that
we get the same action sequences.
He did.
Hold on. What I'm saying is that we get a fantastic cast. We're gonna get some crazy action-packed scenes. And I'm looking forward to it. Look, do I go into a Kingsman movie hoping to get a great story or amazing characters? Not really, especially after the Golden Circle. And you're telling me Eggsy's not in this one? Whatever. I'm going in this ready to see some action, ready to see some guys blow some heads off. I'm ready to go. Let me catch up on the comments real quick. We got Sly, first Kingsman movie was fantastic. I definitely agree.
Agreed.
Also agrees. Movie Man, MCM Movie Reviews, excuse me. Welcome, my friend. Congratulations on 500 subscribers. This guy just hit that number today, guys. If you haven't checked out his channel, definitely go check it out. His his review of The Five Bloods is blowing up, and definitely check that out because I agree with every single word he said.
Awesome.
Golden Circle was like Deadpool 2.
Agreed. Deadpool 2 wasn't that great. Wait a minute.
It was
Deadpool 2
meaning
wasn't that great. I forgot anything that happened.
Meaning that it doesn't hold up to the sequel. Look, sequels are really hard to hold up to the original anyway.
Yeah,
Agreed.
You're right. But Deadpool 2
and Empire,
name one thing except for the freaking X-Force. Were they even
Juggernaut, biatch.
Whatever.
Yeah, I could have done without
one thing that you remember, but you didn't remember anything. I don't remember anything that happened.
That was Ryan Reynolds, by the way. Juggernaut.
I really liked the performance of that little kid.
Who?
I forget his name, but he was in Taika Waititi's movie, A Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yes, I don't even remember that.
The little kid who plays
the little kid with the fire fist.
Yeah, Fire Fist.
Yeah.
Guys, I remember nothing from Deadpool 2. Like at all. I have to give it a rewatch. I remember it.
Something's off in the beginning of the Deadpool in Deadpool 2. Like that whole montage with him 9 to 5 killing all those guys. Like, guys, something really bothers me in movies when I can see the stunt guy waiting for his cue to go into the fight. It throws me the fuck out of it. And I don't care what you say, guys. Analyze the Last Jedi scene where they're fighting in the Emperor room.
Here we go.
They are waiting for their cues.
No Star Wars. No Star Wars.
I'm sorry.
Star Wars.
Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. Manda, yay or nay on the King's Man?
Nay on the King's Man.
Leo, yay or nay on the King's Man?
I'm definitely going with a yay. I am very excited to see this cast in this lore of the Kingsman world. I'm kind of curious to see how like the Kingsman formed and stuff. So I'm really excited to just kind of explore the lore. I am a little upset that we don't get either Harry or some mention of Eggsy. Like, I mean, I'm a little bit upset that we don't get our two shining stars of the franchise, if you want to call them that. I'm a little bit upset about that, but I'm very excited to see what we can dig out of a prequel. Let's get caught up on comments because Chris said it's nothing fresh, some fun moments, but ultimately unforgettable. And I think I can agree with that on Deadpool 2. It was fun, but like it's very forgettable. DP2 is way better than Golden Circle. I agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah.
Manda saying a Marvel movie is good. All right, this is good.
Hey, I don't hate Marvel. Let me not get into that argument, bro. Let's not go there.
We'll wait for that later. We'll wait for that later.
You.
I'm ready for it. I've seen only the first Kingsman. I'm late to the party. Need to get into the sequels.
Don't watch it.
MCM. I really want to hear. No. Hold on. I really want to hear what Chris has to say about the Golden Circle, which MCM movie reviews is Chris as well. So I'm actually, I would love to hear your take on it, Chris, and hear what you had to say. I can't even remember the villain in Golden Circle. I remember everything about Sam Jackson's character Valentine in the first. Yeah,
it was Julianne Moore, no?
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah.
And then Elton John just randomly showed up, which was like the best part of that whole movie.
Yeah, he did pretty good. Like I loved it with the dogs and shit. That was fucking funny.
I loved it. It was great. Best
Jordan was saying Golden Circle is like the first one, but without Sam L. Jackson. Agreed. Kingsman 2 sucked because JB the pug wasn't in it. Oh my god, I forgot about JB.
Yeah.
The pug. Canadians always bring that spicy energy. That's true. You're right, Perp. That's why we have her here. Two things that I like so far about Kingsman is the sword gun and Aaron Taylor Johnson and Vaughn teaming up the first since Kick-Ass. See, this is what I'm talking about, movie man. I'm glad to hear somebody else is looking forward to it. Deadpool 2 is trash, according to Perp. I don't think it's trash. Jordan says cable baby. Oh man, 11 people in the chat right now. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Glad to finally be joining your pod. Oh, dude, Mr. Crockpot, what's going on, man? Let me know if I pronounce your name right, please. But welcome. It's good to have you. The Last Jedi is dope. Chris. We started Chris on Star Wars.
No,
does everybody know that I get pissed off when we talk about Star Wars?
I stopped it. It did not happen. Doesn't exist.
I love that I have a thing.
But I think we're all caught up. But I gotta say, guys, I am I'm stoked. Like, I'm excited. I think that it could be a fun exploration of the Kingsmen of the past. And I think it's got a really good stacked up cast. Is it going to be great? Probably not. Like, let's be real with ourselves. It's probably not going to be good. Like, we saw the Golden Circle. And while I will say that I didn't necessarily like the Golden Circle as much as the first one, I love Taron Egerton. I love Pedro Pascal. Elton John's cameo was really good. I liked Mark Strong. Love Colin Firth. Channing Tatum. Like, I mean, it's a stacked up cast full of
we're forgetting Jeff Bridges.
He was great.
He was in it too. Yeah.
He was the leader of the American, the whatever.
But again,
statesman.
The statesman. They were all underused because they were trying to share screen time.
Right, and there was so much going on. They were just jumping from one thing to another, one thing to another, one thing. And I live in Kentucky. I don't think they filmed in Kentucky.
They definitely
it didn't look like fucking Kentucky.
It wasn't, bro. It was probably
it looked like green screen Kentucky. He's like, "What do you mean Kentucky? Proper Kentucky?" I think you're right, Leo, with everything that you said. Amanda, too. I'm not on the fence at all personally. Me, it's a no. Because I feel like I know what they're going to do in that film. I think it's just going to have some really cool moments, but that's it. It's going to have a lot of style, a little bit of substance.
Yep.
I'm not going to it for the substance, though.
No. We're going to go in to make fun of it.
Our boy Chris from the Painted Lines definitely called out Pedro Pascal. Yes, I love him in that movie. And like, I think if the movie would have kind of focused on like him betraying them and that was like it would have been a bit of a stronger story because we know he can play a really good sinister character as we see on Game of Thrones with Prince Oberyn. So I think it would have been cool if he was kind of like betraying the statesman and that was it. But like just all these other layers and stories, it was just too much, man. It was too much.
I agree. And I think as soon as I saw that character, I was like, oh, you're a bad guy. He didn't even try to convince us that he wasn't fucking up to something. It was just shady off the start. I mean, come on, guys. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Do we have any more Kingsman comments real quick?
Couple of comments. Perp said they should do a Kingsman TV series to explore the world. Would love that, my man. But Gump, right underneath, good luck doing on that budget. I completely agree. Psyched to see Pascal as a villain in Wonder Woman in 1984. Me too, because it'll finally be like the first time he's like an actual villain. Because I mean, we know the Prince Oberyn and all that stuff, but man, like I want to see him as an actual like all the way through villain. I'm super excited. What's going on, Mel? I see she's down there too.
Hey, babes.
Are we all cut up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, let's switch some gears, shall we? We have a ton of DC stuff to talk about, guys.
Woo!
Rumors. I think it's confirmed Michael Keaton's back at the FANDOME. We got a ton of things to talk about when it comes to DC stuff, guys. Me personally, I'm super excited on an emotional level to have Michael Keaton back. But as Amanda likes to point it out to us, how sloppy things really are over there at DC. There is a lot going on. And I think, Amanda, you're the person to bring this up because I'm hearing things, the multiverse, Flashpoint still. I hear that Flashpoint and Jeffrey D. Morgan still happening. There's all kinds of rumors. Ryan Reynolds is apparently set to reprise his role of Hal Jordan. So Amanda, I'm going to toss it over to you since you brought the Green Lantern news up, and I wanted to see what your thoughts were on what DC's doing with this FANDOME thing. I personally feel like they're maybe we're going to get blown away. I just feel like maybe they finally have a plan. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay, so since the news broke out for Michael Keaton, we've been like in ultimate theory mode. And that's when like shit hits the fan, essentially, for all of us at DC. See, the thing being a DC fan, especially on Twitter, since like 2015, they either give us like nothing and we have to contemplate what the hell's going to happen in the future, or they give us too much at once and then we're trying to connect the dots. So this year, they literally just threw everything at us. And the Michael Keaton Batman returning I have absolutely no idea how that's going to actually fit. They're saying he's going to be a mentor, like a kind of Nick Fury type role in the DCU, but he's going to be playing his like Bruce Wayne and his Batman from his film. So he's not necessarily taking over for Batfleck. They're just going to bring him in. So as you said, Chris, it will develop into a multiverse. Now, does this mean that every single Batman we've ever gotten, every single Superman we've ever gotten, there's only one Green Lantern, but included, are they all included in this multiverse? Like every single DC film, the CW shows, all that shit, is it all a part of this multiverse? So that's what we're questioning at the moment. Now, the reason
I think they established that with that crossover with the Flash. I think that changed everything.
It did.
That was a little teaser to all of us, and we didn't even see it.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. We were like, oh, okay, like, why did that happen?
Oh, cool.
Like, yeah, we're like, okay, sick, whatever. And like, you could tell that like Ezra Miller's Flash costume was like 10 times better than Grant Gustin's Flash costume. If you look at it side by side, there's a still of them looking at each other, and it's actually quite laughable how bad the CW Flash is. So now you have that in the multiverse. So Bruce Wayne. So Michael Keaton is not taking over Ben Affleck's role, but now it's like we have 3 Batmans possibly coming out within the span of like 5 years, if you really think of it, depending on when the Flash movie comes out. So next year we do have Batfleck returning. And the theory is that I've been reading some things, and they said that Batfleck is going to die at the end of Justice League. So I don't know if I actually kind of want that to happen if they're not going to use him again. Because trying to bring in another Batman and setting up again is going to be really confusing for the general audience. Not that I give a shit about the general audience, but it's like more for comic book fans that like this multiverse is going to work. But to make it a clean-cut story for Ben, especially, who put so much stuff into Batfleck, I think that him dying at the end of like Justice League is like beneficial to his arc. So I'd rather have that. And then it was also confirmed that Matt Reeves is doing a trilogy with Robert Pattinson's Batman, but it is separate from the DCEU. So that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're getting in the DCU. It's not a part of it, but they're having their own trilogy apparently. So I don't know how that's even going to fit. But I don't know if that's even a part of the multiverse, if it's like separate from the DCU. So I'm really like confused. Everyone's confused. We're very confused. Then today, sorry that I'm like word vomiting all of this.
You're right.
They said that Ryan Reynolds might have a cameo as Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I'm not entirely opposed to, because I kind of liked his Hal Jordan. I kind of I liked that Green Lantern, maybe because I was younger and I really didn't like know aspects. Wait, aspect. I'm speaking Italian. My God, sorry. But yeah, it's just the fact that like maybe I was younger and I just like appreciated all the comic book films. Like I didn't really care if they were good or bad, and that's why I liked Green Lantern. But I do think that getting him back would be like a nice little touch, you know, just because he's already in the multiverse, so it doesn't really matter. Like he could be like a Hal Jordan from one Earth or like one like whatever, and then we can get another Hal Jordan in the TV show on HBO Max. So it doesn't really matter if he's present in this multiverse. So going back to August 22nd, they are literally going to make our brains explode from all the knowledge that they're going to give us. So I suggest you guys have 3 coffees that day and stay up the full 24 hours, because shit is going to hit the fan. So that is what's happening in the DC fandom right now.
Holy shit. It's very convoluted. Leo, I'm going to get to you in just a second. I just wanted to say, having him do a cameo in the Jeff Johns show for the Green Lantern, I'm sure, and Jeff Johns is the showrunner for that, I believe, right?
I think so.
Like having him do a cameo and do a multiverse verse thing on that level as well. Like, it doesn't make sense to have him come back unless he's coming back as one of the main characters for the show. I mean, establishing, oh, look, there's another Hal Jordan. Like, who are going to be? They won't tell us who the Green Lanterns are going to be. That just like,
it's all speculation until that day. Like, I don't even think we're going to get that much news, to be perfectly honest, because that's what they do. But I don't know.
Leo. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts? I mean, you're a super hardcore Green Lantern fan. That's your favorite superhero, and then Spider-Man, then Sonic.
I would flip Spider-Man to top and then say Green Lantern, then Sonic for sure. No, you're good.
In there. I knew it was in there. So with all that stuff going on, I know that you're hyped. So what are your thoughts on the Keaton coming in, the multiverse trying to set up stuff, Flashpoint not really being Flashpoint, but it's Flashpoint, Green Lantern, DC? Do you, like, the ultimate question is, do you think that DC actually has a plan this time?
Before I answer, I do want to address Mel's comment real quick about Pablo Larraín. I don't know how to say that, his last name, Larraín. Yeah, I don't know about those films, and I would love to know about those films because I love his movies that were on Netflix. So yeah, if you could provide me with a little bit of information on that, I would love to talk about that. The way I feel about Michael Keaton coming back is like, look, if it's just a mentor role, you're telling me the guy's not going to be running around in the cape and the cowl, but he's going to be training Batgirl, or possibly, I know this is a reach, but man, if he's training Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, oh my God. But listen, bring him back in a mentor role.
Terry's he's a Wayne.
What? No, he's not.
He's a clone.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, Batman Beyond. But here, going back to it, I would love if he's just a mentor. Don't give him the cape and the cowl. Don't have him running around. Like, listen, we've seen that. Put it on so bad. Dude. If we got one reference of like him kind of looking in the mirror, like,
or why he decided to retire.
Yeah, I would be down for that.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
I'd be down for that. But I'm not trying to have him like run the streets and shit. Like, no, it's time to transition. DC, I don't know. They being a little sloppy, if you ask me. I gotta wait for Fandome, and I did see that our boy MCM Reviews did drop a comment, and he said that he's very excited for Fandome as well, and I am too. But I'm hoping that Fandome gives us a little bit of coherency. I want to know where they're going, because one day it's the Snyder Cut. The next day, it's Michael Keaton's back as Batman. The day after that, we're doing Flashpoint, and now we have a multiverse. What is the plan? And listen, if it's as cohesive as the DCAU, I don't know, man. We might be looking at a really established cinematic universe coming up from DC. Like, I mean, listen, I went back and watched Man of Steel, enjoyed it, had a good time. I went back and watched Batman versus Superman, the ultimate cut, people, not theatrical, because we know that was a mess. Yeah. Did not like Lex Luthor at all, but I did like the added context to the story. So giving Superman a motive to be against Batman, I really thought that lent to the story a lot, and it really helped it out for me. And actually making Lois Lane an investigative journalist like she should be was invigorating. I really enjoyed watching it a second time, and I liked BVS. I liked Man of Steel. But listen, you guys are gonna hate me for this one. You guys are probably gonna step on my feet. Yep. But I loved Shazam and Birds of Prey. And that's kind of like the new direction they were going, I felt. And I was such a fan of them giving individual energy to these movies. Like they felt so individual to the characters. And I hope they keep going that route. And what I'm hoping from reintroducing the Snyder Cut is that we will still get a little piece of that vision that Zack had for us, but we will still get the kind of newer, more refreshing take on the characters that we got from Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey movie and Shazam in his own movie. Rip me up if you want. I know it's a childish.
what I'm gonna say with this, and I'm sorry, is the fact that you can't really compare like Aquaman, Shazam, and Birds of Prey, or even Wonder Woman to Man of Steel and BVS, or Zack Snyder's Justice League, because those films are A, directed by other people, and B, have a completely different energy.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 84 or
So
Wonder Woman is better than some of those other films, in my opinion.
No. Like I agree with you there. It's just the fact that like those specific heroes and those specific films really did capture their own atmosphere, and I thought it was really well done. But you can see the Zack Snyder tone, the themes, the world that he creates throughout Man of Steel, BVS, and hopefully now with his Justice League. So you can't really compare.
I'm not necessarily comparing. I'm just saying I don't want to lose that individual energy.
You won't, because
I don't want to lose that.
Though, because even if Suicide Squad was shit, it still had its individual energy compared to the like Zack stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a different tone.
I'm just hoping they don't say, "Oh shit, we got the Snyder cut. Let's bring Zack back and let's just kind of go through his plan." Like, I don't know.
His plan, there's a difference because Zack handpicked the Justice League. So he knew what he wanted to do. So even if he also produced Wonder Woman. And
that's true.
Like he trusted the directors. He worked with the directors to bring their own individual style to each of those standalones. And then
but he was just really there to keep the continuity of his six movie arc.
Right,
just like he shot the Flash scene in Suicide Squad.
Yes.
So he could control his character.
Exactly. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do think that it was better to have someone oversee everything the way he did, because that's what Marvel technically kind of does with Feige. So like, I think if Zack were to come back in any way, maybe not as a director, but as a producer, to kind of navigate where he wants the story to go, because they need a plan. They need a plan. You can't just develop this freaking multiverse and be like, okay, everyone gets a movie, and then there's like 4 different Batmans and 2 Supermans. Like, you can't do that without, you know what I mean? Like, don't be Oprah about this shit. Like, just have it. Like, sorry, it's just like, have a plan. So I saw a tweet on Twitter, and this person's like, they can kind of build a multiverse. And the beauty of it with these films is that you can go into like a multiverse film, get the characters that you want. Like hypothetically, if we use Flashpoint, for example, right? You get the Flash, you get Cyborg, and you get a different Batman, right? And then the story begins and ends in that standalone, a part of a multiverse. Whereas with Marvel, you have to literally sit through 22 films to wait a minute, no, because this is the comparison. So instead of like connecting it to the streaming service TV shows and sitting there and like looking at the continuity and looking at how the characters are out of character and they can't keep up with the plot holes, and you're sitting there watching 22 films, not every film is good in the Marvel universe. And I keep saying that because out of 22 films, they've probably made, I'd say, at least 10 good ones. And it's the truth. Like, half of them were worth watching.
No.
Let me
Hold
finish.
on.
Let me finish. Okay, so what I'm saying is that if they do this multiverse and you sit there and you get a Batman like Keaton, okay, you get your Flash and you get freaking Cyborg in one movie, and then you go to another film and you have the Gotham City Sirens, for example, and it ends with that, starts and ends with that. This multiverse is probably a good freaking idea instead of connecting everything.
I'm with her. I'm with her on this because
I'm not.
Marvel isn't
I don't
doing
hate
it.
Marvel.
They're not doing
man,
it.
Like,
DC,
look, they did it already, though. That's my thing. Is like,
how
we're
they
acting like
multiverse
Marvel
movies.
hasn't already done it.
Leo, that's the thing, because whatever DC does, if they do it linear like Marvel, for every single film, they're copying Marvel. They're copying Marvel. They're never.
They were in the beginning. They might as well just copy the shit now.
Hey, to be fair, everybody was copying Marvel in the beginning.
That's what I'm saying, in the beginning. But what do you want them to do? They're still more unique than the Marvel films, and I'm saying it straight up. Yeah, they are.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
No, dude. Every standalone in the DC universe is very unique. It doesn't have a formula that runs throughout. It doesn't have stupid humor that doesn't make sense for their characters.
Cohesive. Like to have a formula. Listen, to have a needle in the thread in every movie, that's cohesive. No? I mean, it's following a formula that keeps the characters tight, keeps the storytelling well. You don't have this Batman over here, this Batman over here, that Batman over here. That's kind of sloppy.
Hey, no, it's not. Not if they execute it properly. But again,
are they going to execute it properly, though? That's what we got to wait for.
Wait a minute. I said it. I said it before. I said, now I forgot what I was going to say because you pissed me off. Wait a minute. What did I say? Shiznit. Okay, anyways.
Okay. All right, we'll catch up on the comments
because everyone's yelling at me, so that's great. I'm sorry, guys. Mando, I know that everyone's yelling at. I don't hate the MCU. That was my first love. Captain America's everything to me, so I'm just saying.
Mando over here yelling at me. But anyway, let's catch up on the comments. Please bring Keaton back, says Jordan, just as a mentor, a la Batman Beyond. Yes. I would love to have a Batman Beyond story open up. I know that's reaching, but I would love it. I need a return of the Joker Batman Beyond live action film. Christopher, you're reading my mind. Like, I would love to have that, man. So stoked to see how they'll dirty up Keaton in this lackluster universe. My man Gump, we on the same wavelength, man. Just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any more crazy, Michael Keaton gets recast as Batman. Scenes. I won't be surprised if DC F's this up. Imagine the DCEU.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Following through. Hold on, let me read the comments. Christopher saying, imagine the DCEU following through with a good idea. Yeah, let's try to imagine that one. I will say they follow through with Birds of Prey, and I absolutely love that movie. It is my favorite DCEU film, and yeah, we'll come back to that later.
Leo?
Abso-fucking-lutely. So let's see. Gump says agreed. What is he? Thomas Wayne. Hold on, Chris. Let's get to these comments.
I haven't even put weight in on my comments on DC yet. Y'all are hogging the shit out of the comments. Get their comments before I get mine.
Well, we'll get to you. You're the host. All right. That's how it happens every time.
While you guys are talking, I'm thinking to myself, remember what you're going to say. Remember what you're going to say. Remember what you're going to say. I never remember what I'm going to say. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Cut everyone off.
No. I love listening to you guys talk. You guys are my family.
Jay the Legend 6 says, I hope Ben comes back, but I don't see it happening.
No, he's not coming back.
That's what I would like to see.
I'm so sad.
Jordan's saying this is all grand design to bring the Dark Knight Batman back. I don't agree with that. But I mean, I do have a theory. I do have a theory that Christian Bale as Joker would be a fucking amazing play. Let's see. Chris says if anyone can replicate Sam Jackson's Nick Fury as a badass leader, it's definitely Michael Keaton. Completely agree. I mean, he's got that great energy. I mean, he could play the mentor role really well. I'm kidding with that comment. Jordan says, hopefully he knows how to run his own movie. I'm not sure what that was. This is kind of like how Sony finally got it right with Spider-Verse. DC finally got it right with the CW crossover. Listen, the crossover was great, but everything else in the CW is absolute trash, man. Maybe it's gotten better, but I don't know, man. The CW was bad. I think Flashpoint, Robert Pattinson's Batman will ultimately connect the universe.
It's separate. Matt Reeves confirmed that's not a part of the DCU.
Oh, here we go. See, this is sloppy. It's sloppy.
Well, then you should feel the same way about Joker then.
Hell, at this point, I do.
No, because Joker was a one-off.
Well, this is a one-off.
No, but he's making a trilogy, so
it's still a one-off trilogy that doesn't link into the MCU.
No, it's worse if it's a one-off trilogy versus a one-off like standalone. That's way worse because then you're developing all these characters for what reason? You're giving him an arc.
Because I think they're going to bring him in. I think they're going to bring him into the universe.
But then why lie, dude? Like, why are you saying no? My film will not be a part of the DCU.
When was the last time he said that? Since Corona.
You keep saying it.
Where? Show me.
Jim Lee has said it. They keep saying it, that it's not a part of it. Then I heard like that it's going to be a trilogy, and I'm like,
why are they okay? I guess I'm asking you questions
I
like you work for DC.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks.
All right, why have the trilogy anyway?
I don't know, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I don't like the Matt Reeves trilogy more and more now because of all this crap. And it's because it's only not because of the talent. Not because of the talent, not because of who's in it, not because because it
I know, Chris. I know.
It doesn't
See, this is sloppy. See, this is
sloppy.
All right,
and they're not even making excuses for it either. They're not even. They don't even care.
Can I say why it's sloppy? I'm going to say why it's sloppy. And please listen to me. Hear me out, okay? The only reason why the Matt Reeves, the Batman, exists is because they were put. Wait a minute. They were pushing Ben Affleck out. That's the only reason why this effing movie exists. And now they're stuck with it because they're like, we can't pull that shit. Why are we going to pull the Batman now? They're so invested in it. And they were like, oh, it's going to save the DCU. It's going to save Batman. And that's what it was. They were stuck with this film after pushing Ben Affleck out. He wanted to leave, yes, but majority of it was pushing him out of this freaking thing. So that's why we're now stuck with the Batman.
Why not recast him and put him in the same universe?
Thank you.
Thank you. But that's what I'm saying. It's stupid.
No, they're kissing Matt Reeves' fucking
yes,
ass.
Exactly.
And
that's what I'm saying.
He has an ego the size of Mount Bloody Rushmore.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
I think this Batman is going to be just as pretentious as Superman Returns.
Let's real quick catch up on some comments. We got a new commenter, Head Rush Marine.
Welcome.
Maybe Keaton can come back as an older Batman, a la Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, I would love to have him back as a mentor role. I'd much rather drink bleach than watch Crisis again. Holy shit. Let's see. Jay the Legend. I hope he doesn't leave Deadpool. That would be so trash. But yeah, let's no Green Lantern. We'll get to that later, though.
I want to say it though. I want to say
it.
Wait a minute, guys. If Deadpool is not rated R, I don't give a shit. I don't want to watch it. It's gonna ruin the goddamn character. Who would want a friggin' PG-13 Deadpool? I don't think anyone wants it. So that's what.
That would be the ultimate taking a character and dumbing it down for audiences and just sugarcoating shit like that. If we're to that level, then dude, it's over. Hollywood has lost their fucking marbles. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of these things that we're saying, we're bitching at each other back and forth, blah blah blah. You know whose fault it is that this shit is even getting made? Ours. It's our fault. We keep going to see it.
Yep.
If we really, really want to make a change in what they're fucking shoving down our throats, let's not go see their movies. I refuse to pay money to see Star Wars ever since the 7th episode, ever since episode 8.
Oh my god!
Because I'm silently protesting. But I think we got this convoluted thing with DC and all this crap. Green Lantern, this person, Deadpool this, Deadpool that.
No, it's true.
And now it's not comic accurate enough. And then they're like, I don't care if it's comic accurate because
no one's gonna be happy.
Look, you're not going to please everybody. And what they need to do is just stick to whatever they have planned. Just let it out there and let the chips fall where they may. The more and more we talk about this, the more and more like, I'm going to say something. That cowl looks stupid. I don't know what he's doing with the stitching on the thing and the pointy ears that are like really small. I think it looks weird.
Like Daredevil.
I'm not a huge Batman fan, guys. I have a Batman tattoo on my arm right here.
Aww.
And I'm like, no. Now, if it was somehow connected, it would make sense. If it's just a one-off, like how the general movie audiences are going to be thrown off by it. It doesn't make any sense. I hope DC fandom, I hope Flashpoint sets the fingers out for a Batman Beyond film. To get Keaton back.
Please.
I hope that is the only reason. And can we talk real quick? Why the hell is Ezra Miller still the Flash?
Oof.
I agree, man. After that body slam fiasco, I was like, dude, that's not cool.
Nobody talked about it. How come nobody canceled Ezra Miller?
I actually don't like him as Barry whatsoever.
I don't either. I don't.
Thank you.
They're bringing Michael Keaton in, and they're keeping. Who the hell is this? fucking Flash. He doesn't even call himself the Flash. He doesn't even know to call himself the Flash.
Yeah, he didn't actually address himself as the Flash at all during.
He's a
Justice
hyperactive
League. Not
kid.
at all.
Like I don't know how. Like I really don't know what Zach was thinking when he's like, no, that was a big that one of the I'm gonna say he fucked up on that. That was
real
bad
quick.
casting.
Let's catch up on some comments. MCM movie reviews agrees with Amanda is going to pass out on August 22nd during DC Fandom. And Perp says happy belated birthday.
Aw, thanks.
We need another Man of Steel in the DC universe. Man, we need a Man of Steel too. And they should have fucking. Let's be real here. I'm gonna say something. They should have did Man of Steel 2 before they did anything fucking else.
Big fact.
I mean, like that should have came. Yep. It should have been Man of Steel 2, then BVS, then Aquaman, then Wonder Woman, then fucking Justice League. They really fucked it up in terms of like movie scheduling, but that's another conversation. Can we just blow up this DCEU and start over? Hopefully the Flashpoint does that. I'm hoping that kind of cleans things up. Hopefully
Ezra Miller blows his own franchise up.
No, I'm saying I'm hoping the Flashpoint just kind of sets things, gives us a fresh slate. Chris says the lack of creative decision-making overall long-term plan on the DCEU's end is baffling. Very Star Wars sequels-esque. How does this happen? It's strange because the animated films and TV shows are amazing for DC. I agree, Jordan. The DCAU was phenomenal.
Oh, I thought I got CW.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. He was talking DCAU, which is that is very coordinated. Yep. DC has this library of godly stories, and they managed to smash their heads against the wall.
He's right. Source material, for Christ's sakes, Marvel and DC. What is your freaking problem with the source fucking material? It's right there. You just adapt it. You dumb beavers, you don't even need a screenwriter. I'll do it for you.
Don't pop a blood vessel.
I mean, for real, that vein is pumping in the neck, ain't it?
I heard that, bro. Like, I felt that, bro.
It's because you know the executives at these places don't watch and care about movies. It's about money.
Facts.
It's about money. They don't care. Like, just go back and look about the failed Spider-Man, the failed Iron Man, it's the Soulkinds. When the Soulkinds brought the Superman rights and gave it to Richard Donner to make a movie, the older Soulkind had no idea who the fuck Superman was, didn't even care. But his son did. He's like, oh, I like Superman. We should do a Superman movie. Woohoo! They don't care. They don't know. And then they get people who are pretentious directors, and then you want to you want to hinder them and ball and chain them so they can't do things because someone's crunching the numbers and you're trying to play keeping up with the Joneses, with the Marvels. You can't compete. Like, dude, AT&T just let everybody go in Warner Brothers. They're dumb. Me and Leo can do it. We got it.
Thanks.
I'm down. I mean,
thanks so
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Amanda, but we're more comic book nerds than you.
No. I would not say that. I would not say that at all.
I mean,
really? I thought she told us that she didn't.
Amanda knows her shit.
I've researched.
Okay.
And I dabble.
Fair. That's good. Okay, I apologize. But you said you don't know about that much about Star Wars lore. Is that what that was?
It was the lore, yeah.
Okay.
That's Star Wars, bro. That's another subject.
All right.
My brain.
Okay. Okay. Now that we gave each other hemorrhoids and hemorrhages and sore throats, I think we're all in agreement here, right? That this is sloppy. I hope they have a plan.
Yes.
The MCU executed a great plan for their first run of the Infinity War saga.
Okay, I get. Listen. Sorry, it bothers me. It bothers me that everyone's like the plan, the arc, the phases, blah 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 blah. But if you look at individual films, not all of them were good. The build-up came in specific movies, and not all of them were connected to the Infinity Stones story. If you really
in the first phase, yeah.
Like if you really look at it, like I could say a quarter of the films that were standalones did not need to even be made.
But we're also getting to the point of movie making with these heroes that we don't get invested in them off their first film.
Yeah, I know. That's what bothers
That's the problem with standalones. So if DC doesn't have a plan to get me invested in these characters on multiple movies because of what Marvel just did and just ruined everybody's movie-going experience.
All right, hold on.
We can no longer appreciate a one-off anymore.
Hold on.
We can't
We are not gonna say on this podcast that Marvel ruined people.
Hey,
what are you talking about, man?
You can't sit there and say that they didn't change the way they didn't change the movie
they
industry.
Used another universe. They made the MCU another universe, guys. It's not 616. It's not Earth 616.
No, I'm saying
that's
the way they made movies, Leo, not their content. The way they made movies and went about it and linked everything together changed everything for cinema.
You're right.
Now I want multiple movies. I want to be invested. I want all this shit. DC's not doing that. They need to have a plan, or I'm not going to get emotionally invested in the characters that I wore underwear of ever since I was a little kid. So for me, I should be their target audience, but I'm not. It's somebody who's never picked up a comic book before in their life, because that's where the money's at. So every time I get emotionally invested in it, my filmmaker hat comes on, and I'm like, Chris, shut up. You're not going to win this war. It's a money's game. And I've been in rooms and I've watched this shit happen, guys. These people have these suits. It's true. They don't watch movies. They don't fucking care.
They don't read comics either. They don't give a shit. It's all about the money, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to seep out. But people like you and me and Amanda, we can see that. We can see when, that was just done for money. Everyone's like, oh, it's cool. Look at that. Look at that shiny boom, boom, blow, explosion. Yeah, keep giving them money, guys. Keep giving them money, and we're never going to have great, cohesive stories. If we don't keep them honest, and we don't say, hey, we want you get your shit together. I'm not going to go watch a million different movies.
Sorry, Chris. This is the issue. Okay. They have conditioned the movie-going audience for the past 11 years that they need to sit there in that seat no matter what fucking trash they give you. Okay?
Trash, see?
Dude, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're all trash. I'm saying whatever they put together. Leo, you can't sit there and tell me that every single Marvel film is a
I'm not saying every Marvel film is good, Amanda. That's not what I'm saying.
But I'm saying
you can't be trashing my universe like this now.
Dude, it's my universe too. You're acting like I don't like it and I haven't invested
my universe.
You said about 10 films out of the 22. It sounds like you're not that big of a fan.
9 films are good.
Like, I'm
maybe
sorry.
8.
It's just the fact that you can't sit there and tell me that you're like, especially with Captain Marvel, especially with Thor: The Dark World, especially with freaking Doctor Strange and Age of Ultron, you can't sit there and say,
Iron Man Ghost.
Freaking Homecoming, Iron Man 2. Like, you
no.
Wait a minute. You can't sit there and tell me that these stories are properly executed, dude. And they make me lose brain cells watching those movies because they're trash.
You're right. This shit makes you stupid. It does. Trying to figure out because we're trying to figure out
dollars, bro. Like, it makes $1 billion. So they're conditioning their audiences to sit there, and no matter what they give you, your ass is going to be in that seat.
Damn right. My big fat black ass is about to be in that seat, girl. But let's catch up to the comments real quick, and then I will provide a list of the only bad Marvel movies, and there's only about 5 of them. Now, hold on. Let's catch up. Let's get the people. Let's get the people's take.
I'm going to make a list, and I'm going to write it in the comments.
That's totally fine by me.
Cool.
That's the only way you're going to get it read.
Jordan has a really good comment, though. Why doesn't DC just take from the animated storyline department and let them write the script? I completely agree. And then figure out the budget after that. I mean, that will be a great marker for them to actually have a plan. I mean, the DCAU executed their plan so perfectly. I mean, to the point where their last film of the New 52 universe was actually more like Justice League than Justice League was. So let's be real here. That was extremely cohesive. Chris says Return of the Joker would be perfect with Michael Keaton. Yes, I agree with that. So basically, Pablo Larraín got a bunch of filmmakers from around the world to film short films, 5 to 7 minutes long during their time in quarantine, only with equipment they had at hand. I'm going to have to check that out.
I didn't get my text.
Oh, I got one question. Who plays Joker? We'll get to that a little bit later. I'm excited about the Michael Keaton news, but a little worried that they might just bring him back for fan service and not make a story with him about it. I mean, I really hope they will. Joker needs to go back to the comics. I loved Huntress and Birds of Prey. Me too. And I love Black Canary as well. Would really like to see Mr. Freeze standalone film. I don't think he necessarily needs a standalone, but I would love to see him in some of the Batman movies. He hasn't been in enough. Not sure I want to play him right now. Giancarlo Esposito for me. In light of success of Joker, DC should do this. Easy for them. Mr. Freeze is a perfect sympathetic villain to utilize in a Bat flick. I agree. Let's see. I think we're all caught up here. I don't think Ant-Man and the Wasp was a top-notch MCU film, but I still have fun enjoyment out of the film. No, not better than the first one. And see, Scorsese said it incredibly perfectly. Yep. It's very much like an amusement park when you're going to a Marvel movie. You have fun. I'm not really there to examine it in a film standpoint. I mean, let's be real here. Oh my God, Amanda actually did write a fucking list. Okay, so let's see here.
You're welcome.
I brought your list up, and I gotta disagree.
Go on.
Let's see. No, you're about right. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is not bad. It's okay. It's not bad. Spider-Man Homecoming is really good, actually.
No,
Avengers. The first Avengers doesn't have rewatch value, but when it first came out, it was a huge deal.
On the list.
Yeah, Ragnarok. Yeah, she said this is personal. She knows this is personal.
I'm not saying it for everybody, but I'm saying the ones that I listed, they weren't the best. I'm not saying they're like. You have to understand. There's
Homecoming. Hold on.
Listen, I've said about it before. Okay, I'm not going to get into it again. There was too much Tony Stark. You need Uncle Ben.
That's not
end of story on period. I'm not talking about it again.
Okay, well, let me just say this. That movie did show us a point in the movie where Spider-Man had to step up and not use Iron Man's help. It did give us that point in the movie, and it took from an amazing Spider-Man volume when he had to rush to Aunt May to get the cure to her, and he had to actually lift the building off of himself. Amazing. I do want to bring up Perp's comment and say that Tom Holland, he said Tom Holland's the GOAT. I agree in terms of both an amalgam of Peter and Spider-Man. He is the perfect fusion of the two of those characters. I think that Toby did a really good job as Peter Parker. Necessarily his Spider-Man wasn't that good, but you can blame that on script and directing a little bit. Andrew Garfield sucks. Don't even try to tell me that he was a great Peter Parker because he sucked. Peter Parker is not a skateboarder who skates through skates parks and shit. That's not Peter Parker. That sucked. His Spider-Man was kind of mean. I mean, like the thugs that didn't even beat up Uncle Ben. He's like beating up on them and shit. That was mean. So I didn't really like his Spider-Man at all. But man, Tom Holland really hits it on the head in both films, or excuse me, in both roles. And Christian is saying, I will not take this homecoming slander or the Ragnarok slander. My man, because let me tell you, Homecoming, what was so awesome about Homecoming is we did get to see Spider-Man at the very beginning of his powers, but we already know the Uncle Ben storyline. I think we got that enough. I don't think as a Spider-Man fan, I needed that again, but I do like seeing Spider-Man take the lead in the reign towards the end of the movie because he did need a little direction. He did need a little direction from Spider-Man. He did.
But that's not our Spider-Man.
I know you're saying that's not Spider-Man, but he got the direction a little bit, and then he became Spider-Man towards the end of the movie.
No, he became Spider-Man. No, he didn't. He did not
say he didn't become Spider-Man at the end. He said he's not going to be part of the Avengers, which, let's be real here, Infinity War kind of fucked that up. But he did say that I'm the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm not an Avenger. I love that. You mean to tell me like you didn't really like the fact that he said, peace out, Iron Man. I am Spider-Man and I hit the streets. That's who Peter Parker is. Yeah, it's true. You
Okay,
can't
that's
tell me
fair.
it's
That's
not
fine.
true.
It's just I disagree, dude. I did not like Homecoming. I didn't because we spoke.
I
about
don't
it
like him,
before.
but I'm here too.
You don't like him? Oh man.
No, Chris
No,
and
I
I
like
said it
Y'all, some
before.
Amazing Spider-Man early
Listen.
issues. He hits the nail on the head of
Dude.
like a modern Peter Parker.
Dude.
He does.
Chris and I said it before.
I just don't. His
go ahead.
Peter, I don't like his Peter that much either. Does he look the part? Yeah. When he's Spider-Man running around doing his quippy things and shit like that, yeah, it's cool.
He's Peter though. Like that's my thing. Is that I'm sorry, Toby's not Peter. I'm sorry, he's not. Andrew's not Peter. They're not Peter. I'm sorry.
I thought
They're
Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker in the first film was pretty good.
He was an older.
Other than he looked like he was 25, but
listen, he was an older Peter Parker. Or he emitted that energy, especially in Spider-Man 2. He was the older version of Peter Parker. He was not the Peter that we're used to in the beginning of the Amazing Spider-Man comics. That's Tom Holland. Like I
still think that his Peter has too much
Peter
confidence.
in Spider-Man 1 is very no. I don't think he has that much confidence at all because he's still leaning on Iron Man. But I will say the first Spider-Man and Spider-Man 1. I'm sorry, that is not early Peter. It's not. Peter gets pushed around by Flash, but he's still quippy, he's still funny, he still makes jokes. That's like Tobey Maguire had this kind of awkward disposition. And I was like, look, this is Raimi's Peter. And I'm cool with that. I liked how Raimi took the universe and kind of made it his own. And I liked that. I admired that. I thought Green Goblin was way more accurate than I did Spider-Man or Peter Parker. I thought Doc Ock was way more accurate than Spider-Man or Peter Parker.
I just think that I'm tired of seeing the different Spider-Mans. I literally graduated university and Peter Parker was still in high school. So like, I'm tired of it. I think that's why I like the Raimi trilogy is because we fully saw him
become a man.
And then we got as much as no, we're not. I don't want to see 7 movies of it, Leo.
Tom Holland's never going to look like a man to me, dude.
Guys, it's going to be like 4. It's going to be 4.
He's going to look like he's 12 for the entire time.
It's going to be like 4 movies. And once we get to the 4th movie, you'll have matured enough.
No,
like an adult. Yeah, he would.
Oh,
and
not
to mention, y'all kind of offended me because I got a baby face. So I always am going to look like I'm 23, 24 as well.
It's going to take longer than that shit. You know that, especially with Venom. Wait a minute. You have Venom coming in. Like, come on.
Which is whack. That movie was whack, yo.
Venom was great.
There's just too much young people shit in those movies.
Yes, exactly, and it's so annoying.
Like you have to like it is skinny jeans and cell phones and everyone's got a quickie attitude. And I'm sorry, Ned gets on my motherfucking nerves.
The dick jokes, the stupid.
He's inappropriate as fuck sometimes, bro.
It's dumb.
I'm sorry.
It needs better writing.
Leo, I appreciate you liking this because you're young. Look, I was about your 2001 is when the first Spider-Man dropped, right? Or 2000, something like that.
And I love that movie. That got me into Spider-Man stuff.
I was 18 years old. That was perfect for me. It resonates with me. I'm not going to be able to not want a Spider-Man. I'm 37 years old. I don't want a Spider-Boy. I really,
hold on. Have you read the Ultimate Spider-Man comics?
Nope.
That's what it's all about, is him growing up through that. And Ned is a character. He's a character in Miles Morales' universe, so he's borrowed. So I kind of get where some of the writing can get a little mixed up. But
there's no Harry Osborn in that universe either. What the fuck?
Not yet. Not yet.
You keep saying not yet. Like,
dude, no, he's not. The Green Goblin is not Spider-Man's first villain.
That's
not Spider-Man's first villain. But that's the thing, is that he's not Spider-Man's first villain.
I'm not saying I want Harry Osborn as a villain. I want Harry Osborn as his best friend.
He doesn't even get introduced until issue like 30, 40.
But it's still in the first year of his existence.
Leo, we don't have the same time as a comic book issue. That's the issue that we're saying.
But see, the thing is, the first one kind of covers the same energy as the first about 25. The second one gets into the second about like 30. I'm letting you know.
Dude,
the theory,
I get it,
Vulture is Spider-Man's first villain.
Leo,
I'm sorry, Lizard is.
I love that you're educating
Vulture.
me. Bro, I love that you're
And
educating
Scorpion.
me, but it's not the same setup. We don't have 10 films.
Leo said this is
covered
not
up.
on
at
the
least
this is on our
4
Earth Prime.
though. We
It's
got
not-
4.
The 4 is not going to do anything, dude.
Yes,
I'm
it is. Like we've
How
already
is-
gotten some development out of him.
Leo, from Homecoming to Far From Home, it was like literally 2 feet of development. And then you're telling me you're gonna have him fully developed in the 4th film? Like,
Yeah,
it's
he got
impossible.
snapped back, so he's
Yes,
back in high
because he
school
loses
5
the
more
suit. The
years.
next one, dude.
5
the
more
next
years
one,
of
the
skinny
next
jeans.
one is going to
Nah.
be him trashing the suit, and then he comes back. This is
Ah.
the redemption story.
We already had that.
man.
We already
He
had it. We
had
already
it,
had it.
exactly. He did have
We already had it.
This is
We already
right.
had
He
it. I
did
don't
have
care.
it.
Oh,
He
Tom
did.
Holland doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore. Oh my God.
I
No,
get
he
it.
definitely
Hate the shit out
does.
of that. I'm gonna hate the shit
No,
out
I
of
mean
the fact that
Tom
he
Holland's
puts the suit
character
up.
doesn't want to be Spider-Man
Yeah.
anymore. His Spider-Man does. Oh, I
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
put
gonna
I
hate-
gotta. I don't want to put my friends in harm's way anymore.
Yeah,
Even though
I'm gonna
last
hate
time,
the shit out of that.
dude, I'm. Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
done,
you know
I'm
what?
done,
You know
I'm
what?
done.
I see some comments. I see Gump
Thank God.
pointing us out.
Ugh.
He's saying this is a hell of a sidebar. Spider-Man. Man, let me tell you, Gump. I've read all 700 issues of the original Amazing Spider-Man.
believe
I
it.
read the
I
Superior
am, man.
Spider-Man. I read the probably about 30 issues of the Amazing Spider-Man after Superior when Peter took over Stark Industries and stuff.
I
So
read some of those.
I'm
Yeah.
really into the Spider-Man lore, and I'm heartbroken that my friends hate this Spider-Man. It's the most accurate,
We
but
don't
that's
hate
okay.
it.
That's
I'm
okay.
tired. I'm
Okay,
tired.
you
I
wanna
can
be
understand.
accurate?
I can understand. Listen, like what should have happened is Spider-Man 4 should have happened. Raimi.
Yes.
It should have happened, and
wanted
there shouldn't have been a
Carnage.
fucking Andrew Garfield
Reboot.
at all. And it just, I think it was sloppily executed. I agree. It was sloppy. But I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man does a really good job of cleaning up the mess that Andrew Garfield left. Jay the Legend says because he looks young, he can't become great Spider-Man. Nah, I'm 100% convinced that she's an MCU hater.
Hey, I'm the one who
First
brought
of
that
all,
up, though.
I also
You just
never
seconded
said,
it,
we both
so, like-
never said that. Like, what we're saying is the fact that we're tired of this kid, okay, seeing the same shit over and over again. I'm exhausted. If I see him put up the freaking suit, I'm actually gonna walk out of the theater because I'm exhausted. I want a freaking solid story of an adult Spider-Man. And I'm sorry, but Tom Holland is not going to grow into that. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, he is.
He won't
He's
because it's
maturing
not
as an
believable.
adult already.
No, dude, he's still
Yeah, he
fucking 12.
is.
Nah, man, he does not.
Nah.
Man, I'm sorry,
Nah.
he doesn't. No, I'm sorry.
Here's the thing about Spider-Man, though, guys. It took him 200 issues to get to that
Oh
fucking
my
adult,
God.
like
Again,
that
the
adult
issues.
version.
Leo, comic book issues are different than 2-hour freaking movies, man.
I know,
Like,
but
you
man,
can't compare it.
I'm
And
telling
Leo,
you, this is.
You're hung up on a spider, not the original Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm hung
No.
up on the very original, the Amazing Spider-Man comics. That's what I'm hung up on.
No, the amazing. Okay, but this MCU is pulling from the Ultimate. You know that.
Yes.
And the
Mixing
Ultimate
the
is
Amazing
not-
and the Ultimate Universe.
Some of it, you're right, but
And the Ultimate Universe does
can't
take
say-
a little bit of development.
Listen.
so if
they
it happens in
should've-
the Ultimate, that makes it comic book accurate. I think when it comes down to saying something's comic book accurate, I'm talking about from the source, the originals.
Get the hell out of here. No, I'm
That's
talking
comic
about
book
Earth
accurate.
616. I'm talking about Ultimate Universe. I'm talking about the source material that they're actually pulling from, which is both 616 and the Ultimate Universe.
But
I'm
could you
talking
see
about
how that
both
could
of them concurrently.
Because you see how pulling from all different types of versions of Spider-Man to make this spider anomaly shit
Yes.
pisses
As if
people
the
off.
Dark Knight doesn't do the same thing.
The Dark Knight, oh my God, is completely different, man.
But it
Because
does pull
didn't
from
give a shit.
inspiration of
But
other
Nolan
comics.
didn't care to
Nolan
be
didn't
comic
touch
book
the first-
accurate. He didn't give a
Nolan
shit.
didn't touch the first 50 years of Batman, and
He
you know
didn't
that.
care, man. He just made his own. Like he didn't
They're
really
pulling from
care.
Ditko with the freaking black suit. They're pulling from
It's
all sources.
amazing. It's amazing. How could you not be like so hyped
It's
up
shit.
about them pulling from Ditko?
because it's just not. I don't know, man. I
mean, it's amazing. Literally,
okay,
amazing
Chris,
Spider-Man.
Chris,
All right.
listen, I think we should just move on because there's no way that we're gonna even have this discussion. We always get
the thing is though, because Leo makes such a great fucking argument.
He does.
It leads to other arguments.
It does. Like, I respect his opinion, but
dude, nobody loves Spider-Man as much as Leo does, guys.
True, but I feel like sometimes Leo and
clouded by your emotions you are.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little slightly biased.
That's why Chris and I come in and we're like, but this, but that, and but this.
But y'all wrong. I'm sorry. Y'all wrong. Go raise some amazing issues and we'll talk.
Go to the next topic. I can't. Done.
Wait, we got some comments to catch up on. Perp thinks this is a fire discussion. Poor Gump feels sidelined. We love you, buddy. We're getting back to the comments. I see a talk about Crash 4 on the horizon. Yeah, we're coming up on that, y'all. I'm with Leo, though. I see what he's saying, and I see what y'all are saying as well from Gump. He said, Jesus Christ, we're going to war. I'm wearing a metal pan as a
helmet. Just to be clear, my boy Gump is super cool. I love him. He's a great guy, and he's been doing a bit of drinking. That's why his comments are all over the place. I love it.
It's awesome.
Be safe, Gump. Be safe. Guys, all right. Is it safe for me to come in now? And
yes,
talk?
please.
Okay.
Please,
all right. We do have other things to talk about.
Yeah, man.
We're getting into some really cool stuff that I really aren't as excited. That's great English, Chris. Sonic had a birthday. Today is Sonic's 23rd birthday. Sonic the Hedgehog. I know him better as the Sega Game Gear I had as a kid, and I would just play Sonic like it was just fucking loved it, but not as much as my man Leo. And there's some really cool Sonic movie, sequel stuff going on, and maybe a universe building scenario over there. So I'm going to toss this one over to Leo, the resident Sonic nerd of the group who loves Sonic.
Woo woo.
Leo, tell everybody what's going on with Sonic.
So, guys, Sonic came out today in the U.S. In 1991. It is Sonic's 29th anniversary. And oh my God, like, I have been playing Sonic Mania today. I really wish I could get my hands on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because that is easily the best game of all the Sonic games. But I mean, it's just a great day for Sonic. Like, these games are games that I grew up with since childhood. Like, I would say I concurrently played both Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog, because my best friend at the time had Sonic the Hedgehog and I had Mario, and we would like go between each other's houses, and it would be either Sonic at his home or Mario at my home. And it was just such a like fun experience, like really growing up with this blue hedgehog and seeing the transition of the character throughout the years. I know everybody's gonna get on me about this one, but I'm still hoping that a Sonic Adventure 3 could be on the horizon. Now, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 had the best storylines out of all the Sonic games, and you can argue me on that one. But I mean, let's be real here, guys. The side-scrolling Sonic Adventures had pretty boilerplate stories. I mean, they came out in 91 through the 90s, and they weren't really focused on story, but man, introducing like Shadow the Hedgehog and the gameplay in Sonic Adventure, where you could have all these different stories. I want to say there was 5. You could play as either Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Gamma, or Big the Cat, or Amy. So there's 6 stories in Sonic Adventure, and they had this kind of open world feel to them. Mm-hmm. And then Sonic Adventure 2 expanded on that, but kind of closed some things in, but they still expanded on that story and introduced Sonic the Shadow the Hedgehog into the franchise. And man, like, it has been an absolute blast. But I gotta say, Sonic kind of had a bit of a slump starting in about, I want to say like 2008-ish, where Sonic the Hedgehog, I don't want to say it's a remake of the first game, but it just had the same name. And there was all these glitches and all these like really weird mechanics that threw your character off. So that kind of started a downhill slope into the Sonic games, which I would say was most likely revived by Sonic Generations. I don't know if y'all played that one, but that was a pretty interesting story where Sonic, the modern version of Sonic, met up with the classic version of Sonic, and they both like banded together to save all their friends. But hey, happy freaking birthday to Sonic. I mean, let's be real here, guys. Everybody knows who Sonic is. We're getting another Sonic movie, which I'm really hoping The Rock voices the Knuckles. And I'm hoping we can expand to get a Sonic universe because, man, like they've got so much lore they can pull from. Like there are so many different games you can pull from Sonic Adventure 1 and go the Chaos route, or you can pull from Sonic Adventure 2, go Shadow and Sonic. Like there's just so much great lore in Sonic. And I'm excited for the movies. I'm hoping the games kind of pick back up. Like I said, weigh in the comments, guys. I would love to have a Sonic Adventure 3 and actually continue on the story from Sonic Adventure 2 because the storytelling in Adventure 1 and 2 was just so powerful and so strong in the way that it turned, like it changed the gameplay of the Sonic games. It changed them forever. And I think that the Sonic games, the more modern ones, never really got back to that peak. So I'm hoping that maybe we can kind of start pushing back that way with the popularized movies and the franchise of that's coming of the movies. Yes, Jordan, I see your comment. There are comics as well, and I do love the comics, but they're kind of like side stories. So I would love to see like that story continue from Sonic Adventure 2. But happy birthday, Sonic the Hedgehog. I guess I can ask you guys what your favorite Sonic game is.
For me, it's probably the original, the first one.
Sonic the Hedgehog. It's good,
Sonic
man.
the Hedgehog, yeah. That's the one I remember. I as I got older, I got into, other types of games and shit. But I do remember when you could finally, when there's other characters added to it, I do remember like watching my friends play it and getting into it. But there's part of me as a nostalgia kind of thing. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. The movie wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So it has potential, and like you said, bringing The Rock in to play Knuckles would be awesome. Shadow, introducing all that kind of stuff, and having Carrie back as Dr. Robotnik, really fun, really cool. I'm hyped. What about you, Amanda?
I went into Sonic the Hedgehog with like very low expectations, and I was blown the fuck away with that movie. I love the special effects. I thought they really killed it. But yeah, I'm excited for a universe. I've been playing Sonic Forces on PS4 because it was free and I really like it. So that was a lot of fun. But like you said, Chris, the original is really good. But yeah, I'm really excited. I saw Tails at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Jim Carrey coming back and actually having a concrete role that could span like a trilogy or like the universe, like we said, is really cool. So yeah, I'm excited for the future of Sonic. So happy birthday, Sonic. Really stoked.
Yeah, Sonic is just such a great character. And Jordan brings up a passionate discussion topic, Mario versus Sonic. And that is definitely a discussion we will have sometime soon.
It's a Mario. Come on. My
Get
Italian,
dude, if you want to, not just the Italian part, but dude, Nintendo and Mario are almost on Disney levels when it comes to people knowing who the fuck those people are. It's not even, you can't even compare the two. That's not
you can't compare modern Mario to modern Sonic because modern Mario knocked Sonic out of the park. Let's be real here. But did y'all ever play Sonic Shuffle? That shit was miles better than any Mario Kart, or excuse me, Mario Party.
I guess, like whatever you want.
See that y'all gotta play all the Sonic games.
I win this argument right here, right now. Watch, listen. Super Smash Brothers.
Oof.
With Sonic and Mario both in them. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Let's do it. The best.
All right, I'm Chris. We're gonna go on some Ultimate sometime. Get you a Switch, and I'll show you which character is better.
Whoa.
I'm tempted.
That doesn't. Oh, stop fighting, please.
Big shout out. I will say, kind of referencing the Marvel discussion. Those Captain America movies were all great. I gotta say that trilogy was incredibly strong. And out of all of them, that was their best trilogy, even including all the Avengers movies, including the Thor trilogy, the Iron Man trilogy. They stayed very consistent and very true to Cap's character. And I gotta say, like, easily he's my favorite character in the MCU. I do love Spider-Man, don't get me wrong, but I mean, if we're thinking MCU, I'm thinking Cap. Like, I mean, especially Winter Soldier. We'll talk about Civil War because that's more of an Avengers movie. But that first Cap movie was really good as well. And I just think that they all really did a well job of developing that character.
Agreed. He's my boy. I love him so much. I think that the second trilogy for the MCU that's going to be really strong is the Ant-Man trilogy, just because Peyton Reed is directing all three of them, and it's been the most consistent, and it's been a lot of fun. And I think that it is going to be the second best. So I would do Cap and then Ant-Man and probably Iron Man and then Thor as consistency goes. So I'm really excited for the third Ant-Man installment because I love Scott so much and I love his whole family. But yeah, Cap's my boy. So thanks, Leo, for that shout out.
Leo?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Did we catch up on the comments?
No. Let's go back to him. Jordan actually agrees with you guys. Mario over Sonic. What I will say is that modern Mario over Sonic for sure, but those classic games, I'm sorry, Sonic just Super Mario World. Fuck, that was quite the game.
So good.
Man, that was the first game I actually have ever played. That was my very first video game.
You're gonna come to the Mario side.
Really?
Dude,
my first video game was, I'm not even gonna fucking tell you guys.
Atari? Did you have an Atari?
It was, yes, I had an Atari.
My uncle had an Atari. That's why I said Atari. He loved it. It still works. Chris, it still works.
I know it does. My dad has it hooked up in his house.
I love it.
So staying on the video game mantra, I don't know if you guys are aware of this Crash Bandicoot. How do you say his name? I'm trying to read it. Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my god, I love it.
Apparently, there's going to be a new Crash Bandicoot game. I didn't play the first Crash Bandicoot.
I did.
I have no idea what the hell a Bandicoot is. So I'm just going to drop out of this conversation. Hand it over to Amanda.
Sure. So CTR, which is a remastered version of Crash Team Racing with Crash Bandicoot and the whole, all the characters, was the original PS1 release. And it's kind of like Mario Kart, but for PS4, and it has all of its own lore. And different racetracks that are like really difficult. They're so hard. So it was remastered for the PS4 and I bought it because I had the PS1 disc and then I could never play it ever again because my PS2 kind of went kaput. So I bought the remastered version and it's a lot of fun. And I think that now this is going to be controversial, guys, but I do think that CTR and Crash Bandicoot is kind of better than like Mario Kart just because of all the background lore that it has with each character and that you can kind of be like a superhero type thing. And the racetracks are really different. They're very difficult and they have more racetracks than Super Mario Kart. So that's why I would vouch for Crash Bandicoot. And I'm just really excited for the PS5 version or the PS4. Anyways, coming out, and I'm really excited that they're doing another one because the racetracks are so wicked, and I can't wait to see what they changed for the future of Crash Bandicoot. So yeah, that's a little bit of a background, and I dropped a little controversial comment. So.
I'm going to say one thing. It doesn't beat Mario Kart 64. That is a classic.
True. I agree.
It does beat Super Mario Kart because that's whack. But yeah. Mario Kart 64.
Whack, damn, dog.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's whack.
64 is great. Like
64 spoiled me.
That was the OG, right? So I loved it.
Super Mario Kart was the OG.
Was it?
Super Nintendo. Yeah,
it went super. Yeah, then Nintendo 64 had Mario Kart 64.
See, my friend,
jam.
My friend had Nintendo 64, so I'd play at his house. I never really owned the 64. I was never a Nintendo person. Like I never owned a Nintendo. It was always a Sony household. I had like every single PlayStation. And then like I got the Wii like later on, but I never like stuck with Nintendo. I only played at his house. So I don't really know the ins and outs of the whole Nintendo universe.
Damn.
Sorry.
I think I had every console at one point.
I just had all the PlayStation.
I know when I was younger, I had a PlayStation, a Dreamcast, a Nintendo 64, and a SNES.
Yeah, I had the. Yeah, I think I had all the consoles. I can't think of one console I haven't had.
I never had an Xbox ever.
Oh, Perp Minded is Xbox gang.
Sorry, Perp. I'm so sorry. You know what game's really good and doesn't get the credit? Freaking Double Dash. Double Dash is so much fun. I love Double Dash. And Mario Tennis. So good.
Mario Okay, well.
I was
I'm gonna let that go
for a while. But now I'm on PlayStation. It's cool.
Yeah, PlayStation's like
Leo, what do you think about Crash
Bandicoot?
The
you
orange
keep pronouncing it wrong. I'm gonna fuck you up, man. It's great game series. Like when I was younger, I remember getting a PlayStation, the original console, and in that kind of slate gray. And man, let me tell you guys, I remember the moment where I pulled the wrapper off of that Crash Bandicoot game.
Yes.
And man, that like the trilogy of Crash 1, Crash 2, and then Crash Wrath of Cortex. What an amazing trilogy of games. I mean, the thing about Crash that I really like is they don't really change the gameplay up besides CTR, which I'll get to that in a minute. They don't really change the gameplay up that much. Instead, they kind of just add to it, give you more levels, give you more masks, more use for the Peaches, more like mechanics with the character Crash, and also Coco, introducing her as a playable character in the third movie or a third game, was such a good move. I mean, it's just such a colorful, great franchise. And what's funny is that that's one of two franchises I can think off the top of my head where the main character does not speak a single word of dialogue, and I absolutely love them. The other being Legend of Zelda. And I love the gameplay of Crash. I love the platform style that it has. And it's just a little bit cooler than Mario because you get that cool little spin move, and you know, you jump on the TNT boxes, and like it's just such a fun, colorful franchise.
They have better items.
Yeah, they do. And I gotta say that it took me a little while, but I do like Crash Team Racing more than the Mario Kart franchise, besides 64, because I will agree with you, Chris. 64 was an amazing Mario Kart game, and they're just not going to get back to that. Double Dash, in my opinion, was not as good as 64. I have the Mario Kart Switch, which I think is Mario Kart 6 at this point. And I like it, but the mechanics aren't nearly as fun as Crash Team Racing or Mario Kart Nintendo 64. So I will agree with you. CTR has more colorful maps. It's got better turning mechanics. The driving mechanics in Crash Team Racing are just so smooth, and they're so polished feeling, and even on a PlayStation 1 they were feeling so polished and amazing. I mean, to the point where you could even compare it to being better. Listen, fuck Forza, fuck Midnight Club 3 or whatever.
No, you know what's good? Gran Turismo.
All right, well, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
Yo, Gran Turismo was my shit.
I love Gran Turismo. Don't even get me fucking started there.
Gran Turismo was.
That's why I didn't include Gran Turismo. But I'm talking shit about Xbox right now.
Dude, Gran Turismo used to piss me off. The racing games. You want to piss me off real quick?
Can we race me? Oh my god!
I will freak out on you. I get
Gran
so mad.
Turismo didn't feel like a racing game to me. It felt like a smooth driving game. Like honestly, it didn't feel right. No, dude, it didn't feel like a competitive.
Oh no!
Oh my god! I gotta be the best race car in Forza. No, you can, but it just felt like a smooth ride, dog. Like
no, I'd get cheesed, man. I would.
Do you ever do the mode where you race it and then your friend has to try to beat your time?
Yes.
And his little shadows in front of you and shit, and it shows you where he is and where you are at the same. Like, oh my god, so many thrown controllers in my life. I swear.
Dude, I feel this.
I rage quit, went home, and cried the whole damn way.
I do that
Like-
with CTR now though, like with Crash, like I get really aggressive and
Me
I get
too.
really pissed
Me
off
too.
with because the tracks are so damn hard, man. And if you don't drift properly, oh, so annoying. It's so
Guess
annoying.
what, man? I'll fuck you up in some damn Crash Team Racing.
I will practice first,
I will
and
fuck
then I
you
will come
up.
eat my shorts, bro. I will literally
Gladly, but I will
I
fuck you
will-
up in some Crash Team Racing.
I will literally end you. No, it's not happening.
The worst thing is
doing it.
racing a perfect race and at the end getting fucked.
Oh my god.
Nothing will make me rage quit.
Yes.
Because when I'm racing, I give my
Dude,
full attention to
that
every
blue
turn.
shell.
Where's the cars? Where's everybody else? I
Dude.
can't play it like I'm playing GTA, just screwing around. I have to focus. And if I put that much energy into shit and I'm not winning, oh boy.
Dude, that
I
blue
will
shell
lose
at the end, right before the finish line.
Yeah, someone's got a heat seeker
Lord.
missile on you. You're like, oh, shit, you
Oh.
can hear it coming, and it's
So
you. You get
annoying.
it? Oh no.
It's
Dude,
so annoying, bro.
That's a quick way to piss Chris off.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a couple comments. Perp Minded brought up Burnout, which is a fucking amazing game, by the way. But like, what I liked about Burnout is the crash simulations. I didn't really even like racing in that game.
Right,
I just like wrecking cars. Like I was just like, I just
yeah.
want to make as big of a fucking accident as I can.
Yep.
Burnout wasn't really like about racing for me. It was always about like wrecking shit. Mel says, who remembers Zelda? Me, Mel, because like I said, Crash and Link are two characters who have no lines of dialogue that I absolutely love. I actually am getting a Triforce tattoo. Once the pandemic kind of calms down, I'm getting a Triforce of courage on my right arm. So I'm really excited. Need for Speed Underground. I'm sorry, man. Burnout was their best.
Underground was my shit back in the day.
I don't know, man. I think Need for Speed, in terms of the Need for Speed franchise, the Burnout franchise was their best, bro. Like, Need for Speed, the actual regular racers were kind of boring to me.
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed Underground, you can modify your car. I had the car I was modifying in real life. It was really cool. I liked it.
Gump was like, we need to play some GRA racing games, man. Yes, I'm down. I'm down.
Let's just all get the same game and then we can all play online. Please.
We'd have to live stream it because you're gonna hear some shit.
It would be so much fun. I did that once with Mario Kart with my best friends from university. We were like, oh my god, crazy. We're crazy. We're yelling at each other.
I race on GTA with my friends all the time, and Jesus, it's them laughing hysterically the entire time because I'm taking it so serious and I'm getting mad and I'm like, I say things, I talk to myself. It's so weird. Like,
we all do that. I do the exact same thing. I'm the same way, man. Don't worry.
I don't think I've ever won a race in GTA.
Damn.
I'm not good. Like, I'm just gonna say right now. I suck at racing. It's not my favorite.
Actually brought up another franchise, which, sorry, y'all, I'm going to real quick detour. He can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 4. And I completely agree with you, Perp. I think these two dweebs need to get on Kingdom Hearts. But let me ask you how you felt about KH3, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was like a little underwhelming in my opinion. I mean, like, think about it, Perp. We waited for Kingdom Hearts 3 for like, what, 10 years? Like, they kept on saying, I want to say at the 2015 E3, they were like in development. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? We're not going to get a release date. Like, when are y'all bringing it out? And then we got it, and it felt shockingly easy. It felt short. I'm sorry. I really like the Frozen world, but at the same time, some of the other worlds revisiting that was a little bit boring. Like, I did like the Toy Story as well. I'm trying to think. There were a couple of different worlds where I was like, like, this could have been done without, and I would have loved another world instead of that. I did like the Big Hero 6 land. But let me know your thoughts, Perp. I thought it was just way too easy. Maybe did they actually unleash unleash? Did they release a hardcore mode? Like, did they release another difficulty? Because I played it on hard, man, and it was like extremely easy. I only struggled in the Monsters Inc. world. That was like the only one where I was having like really any hangups with that last boss, and I kind of struggled against Roxas. But anything else, I was kind of like breezing through, man. So I don't know if they have a hardcore, or I'm trying to think of the Kingdom Hearts like difficulty levels. They have that one that's just like super hard. I need that, man, because like taking out those Heartlesses was easy, and like honestly, the Hercules world was super easy to grind. So like when I was playing through that world, I kept on going through the tournaments and defeating that, and I was like leveling up. Oh, critical mode is out. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to get back on KH3 then, dude. Like, I need a challenge. That was my problem with hard mode, is that it was just not challenging enough, and I thought the story just kind of fell short. It felt like everything like fell into place for me, and I don't know. I liked KH3, but I didn't love it as much as I did anticipating it, because it was like 10 years of waiting after KH2, and we would get all these little installments, 358 and a half days, all these random different installments in the middle, and add-ons and expansion packs and all that bullshit. But like once we finally got 3, I was like, man, I don't know, I'm a little underwhelmed with how it was at the end, but I'm gonna go back and play that critical mode, my guy, and I'll let you know. I'll come back to you. Sorry, I totally sidebarred on that shit.
Did you? I didn't notice.
Leo,
I didn't notice.
I didn't even know that game existed until I met Leo like 4 or 5 years ago, and he was doing some gameplay on it. So I don't know. It's not for me. That's definitely something that's never gonna like pique my fancy. I'm not big into the Disney universe, to be honest with you.
Ooh. I think Amanda, I think you would actually like Kingdom Hearts, because it explores all these different Disneylands, and like just the way the characters are, and like it's pretty much brings together. I don't want to say it does absolutely, but think about a blend of Final Fantasy and Disney. It's actually a really good franchise with amazing storytelling. I gotta say, it's kind of like an anime and a game in one, because you get all these like extended cutscenes. You get really attached to the characters. Sora, the main character, kind of has like these big shoes, like a Mickey type character, and he wears gloves and shit. So
I saw the gameplay, and I saw trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4. Am I saying that right? Yes? No?
KH3, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Is the third one? So there's no trailer for the fourth one?
No, the fourth isn't coming out yet.
Okay, so then I saw it for the third one. And I was interested. It's just the fact that I have so many games that I have to finish. And
that's fair.
That's why, like, for me, that's my issue, is that I'm the type of person who will do all the side quests and like avoid the story. And like, no, I still did not finish Spider-Man just because I don't want it to end, because I love that game so much. But now I have to finish it because of Miles coming in. So like, I know I have to get on that shit, but like, I want to finish the side quests first. And I know that if I end up playing Spider-Man, like I'll get lost in it for like 5 hours, because that's what happened. I used to play until like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So that's the thing about me, is that I don't finish my games. Like I even have Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm fighting Bowser, and I did not finish it yet. And I just don't want to finish games. Like I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but that's where I'm at.
It's hard to let go when you get so sucked in.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you just don't want the story to end, especially I understand that Spider-Man PS4, like I stretched that shit out as long as I could.
It's true.
I cheated though. I went on and I saw the cutscene movie on YouTube.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because I was interested in it. I watched it like a movie. I sat and watched snacks I was eating, and I was like, "This is cool."
Damn, bro, play through it.
I didn't.
Good. You should have played through it.
I'm with you guys though. I have a hard time ending things and stuff like that. I won't read the end of books if I already feel like I know where it's going, and if I come into an end or something like that. I won't watch the end of Infinity, in Endgame. I won't. I cut it off when he says, "I am Iron Man." Boom.
Oh my goodness.
Because I don't want it. I don't want it to sink in. I don't know. It's really hard to explain, guys. I really don't. I liked what it did. It's really hard to explain. Coming into the Marvel universe and all that stuff, getting invested in all those characters was something I thought was stupid and cheesy and dumb. And then I got into it, and I owed a lot of people an apology, and I fell in love with it. It inspired me as a filmmaker. I loved Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. I loved what it was doing for cinema. I love that it was bringing these characters to people who would normally not care about them. And I love that. And it ending, I'm always about the journey. So everything I do is always about the journey. It's very bittersweet. Everything that I do, all my projects. The last day of shooting was the worst day for me. The last day of anything is the worst day for me, because I love the journey. I love going through that. So it's hard for me to. I feel you on that ending things. You know, you don't want them to end. I get it.
I got a couple things to say about that. First of all, you're a very rare human being because everybody generally wants the beginning and the end. So pat yourself on the back for loving the journey and loving the hike of the mountain, because I'm the same way. And I gotta say, my guy Perp, I'm about to walk off the stream on this one. Kingdom Hearts is on Game Pass for free. Oh my God. I don't even have an Xbox, and that kind of makes me want to get an Xbox. Welcome in, Colby Mack. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Colby.
Yeah, the homie came through.
Hey.
Welcome, man. You're never too late, buddy.
The legend
oh
that
my
is
God.
Colby.
A legend.
Gump Videos said he binged Avatar and felt just as depressed. And I agree, Gump. I actually
That's
got
why
through
I'm not
Avatar.
watching Game of Thrones. That's one of the reasons
No,
why.
Oh, dude, you got to get on that, bro.
I got depressed after season 2, so let's not go there.
Oh
The
man,
show
well,
will depress you throughout.
I don't want to. I'm gonna
Same.
love it. I'm afraid I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be just as pissed as everybody else was at the end of it, and I'm gonna want more. But it's just
You're
gonna
not gonna
torture
want
myself.
more. No, you're not gonna want more. I'm telling you, you won't want more by the end of it. I'm saying it for reals. Just watch it again.
It's almost too late. You know how something's just too late. You don't talk to a friend for a long enough time, and it's just like fuck it. It's just too late to start it. It's that way. I feel that way with the Game of Thrones thing, man. Like I feel I let it go. I should have been on it, but when it started, though, I was on this phase of everybody likes it. Well, I'm gonna hate it. And not necessarily hate it, but I wasn't gonna give it time because people I thought were morons were coming to be like, "Have you seen Game of Thrones? It's so cool." I'm like, "You think it's cool? I'm not gonna watch it. Fuck you."
We got Gump. We got a comment from Gump. He said, "You won't want more after season 8," and he's right.
Facts.
Straight up fax machine. I really need you guys. I really need you guys all to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Look, I know it's a series made for kids. I get it, but it has very adult stories and lessons in that show. I learned so much from Uncle Iroh. I know you guys in the comments will know who Iroh is as a character, and his wise, great teachings were just so much, like so many lessons. And even Colby says it's not a kid series. I completely agree, Colby, in that it has adult lessons, and the storytelling, the character development is next level. Like it is a series that I can continuously keep coming back to over and over and over, just because of how great the characters are written, how amazing the stories are, how amazing the elements tie into the series, and just it is just so phenomenal. Like it's one of the best series of all time. I'm saying it. It's up there with The Wire, Game of Thrones,
hard for me
Breaking
to get.
Bad. It's up there.
I can't get into animated characters like I can live action. I just can't.
Man, you gotta at least try.
You know what?
You don't think I've seen an episode or two? I have. I can't get over the big eyes. I can't get over the animated. I cannot get invested in characters who aren't physically there.
I've tried.
I can't.
Unless it's like, and I know this sounds really dumb, but unless it's like Big Mouth or like Family Guy or like Simpsons, like that kind of thing.
I wouldn't. Would you call yourself emotionally invested in those characters?
No,
like,
it's just that it's fun. Like it's just the fact that like I'll put that on in the background, and if I laugh and I hear something, okay, cool. But I'm not gonna get invested in them, and like you know what I mean? Like,
oh man, y'all gotta.
That's how I watch animated series, and like I hate that I'm saying that. I really do, because I do want to watch anime and I want to get into it.
I want to love it like you guys, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, same.
I would have. I'm 37 years old. You think I've had chances to watch it? I have. Yeah. I can't get into it. And the more that people want me to get into it, the less I'm interested in actually getting into it. And here's another thing, Leo. It's like, look, I don't want to say this is gonna be a bad metaphor. It's like heroin. Look, I'm pretty sure heroin feels great. Look, I'm not going to use
anime is not heroin. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm cutting you off right now. It is not heroin. It is a
do I
healthy
need
addiction.
another thing to get crazy about?
Nah, man.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
do not.
We gotta do a watch along of at least Akira. At least. Because that's a movie and it's critically acclaimed, guys. You haven't seen that?
It's on the list, and I can appreciate the art style of it, but
yeah, same.
You know, Lee, I love you so much, but that's just one thing, dude.
I gotta get y'all on the anime at least a little bit. Kobe Max said, shout out to Legend of Korra too. Kobe, we gotta have a discussion. I'm actually trying to get a live stream together. I don't like Legend of Korra, and I need some convincing. Which Legend of Korra is the follow-up series of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It takes place in the same world. And the Avatar is the bender of all elements, so they can control all elements. And then in the first series, it's this boy named Aang, who's found in a frozen glacier 100 years after his time. And then in the second series, it's this lady named Korra, who's a lot older as a main character. But I'm sorry, Kobe, you got to convince me, man. I did not like that series going back and rewatching it. Jordan's talking about Black Clover. Movie File says completely random, but just finished season 1 of Doom Patrol and episode 8 of Netflix Dark. Both are returning this week, and Dark on Netflix is incredible. It is. And Back to the Future and Stranger Things Love Child. It's so good. And I got to say, Doom Patrol, I got to get done with that because Amanda, this might be controversial for you, but that's probably the best DC TV show live action wise I've ever seen.
Excuse me?
Why would that be controversial? I agree with you. Probably
Titans.
Nah, man, it's better than Titans. It's
after
way
season
better.
2, to be honest.
No, I think Titans is way better than Doom Patrol.
No way.
I'm gonna watch
Doom Patrol.
I'm gonna watch it.
The only character I care about in Doom Patrol is Cyborg, and he was an original member of Doom Patrol.
No, and that's one thing I will say about Cyborg that I'm getting really annoyed with is they sandwich him into all these teams, and I'm just like, can we just get a movie or a series with Cyborg? Like, he's such a great character with so many layers to his character, you know, being the fact that the accident happens and he has to be completely revived as a robot in the man versus machine storyline. Like, I would love to have Cyborg actually have his own movie and TV show, and I'm kind of getting sick of them sandwiching him into Teen Titans, Justice League, and now Doom Patrol. It's a little bit annoying, but I will say, I mean, man, Negative Man, Crazy Jane, Robot Man, Elastigirl, like, oh my God. What I love about them is they don't strive to be perfect, they're imperfect. Like, and that's what I love about the storytelling so much is that they're not trying to be Justice League, they're not trying to be Avengers. They're like these imperfect heroes that have kind of been sandwiched together, and I just love the energy they have together, man. Doom Patrol,
I think it's
so good.
But I really like the Titans. I just like the look. The Titans just is a little bit darker and grittier. I like that. I'm sorry.
Colby agrees with you. Better storytelling in Titans. I love Doom Patrol.
I love me
Doom
some
Patrol
Dick Grayson. I love me some Nightwing. God dang it!
So
But he is good.
Actor is really good
Brendan
too.
Fraser.
So he grew on me. Like I binged that shit the first season.
Same.
I haven't seen the second because I got kind of preoccupied
See,
with my show.
Well, go ahead and see that.
What season? Don't you dare tell me that it's disappointing.
It is disappointing. The first episode, I was like, no, thank you.
Oh no.
Like, legit, I was so cheesed, bro. I was so cheesed. I was like, why is this bad?
Did the tone go away?
Yeah.
No.
It literally just crashed kind of. I was just like, why is this different?
It had such a great ending to the first season with the Batman and the fucking Jason Todd and
dude, I know.
I'm sorry, Jorah Mormont as Batman. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
Let's not go there, please. Because we all know that freaking Brendan Thwaites is like perfect for Dick Grayson.
He is.
The DCEU with Ben Affleck as Batman. And we're never going to have it. And it's very upsetting because they look good together.
Yeah, that's just based off of emotion.
Let's see. We got a couple comments, y'all. Let's get caught up here.
I want to see Carrie Kelly.
Season 2 takes a couple steps back from Colby. Agreed.
Yeah,
how many shows do you know where you see the villain narrating? Not many. Man, you guys got to get on Attack on Titan. That shit is. Let's see. Dylan O'Brien is the perfect Dick Grayson. Chris.
Who the hell is Dylan O'Brien?
Oh my god, the Maze Runner dude and Teen Wolf.
He's okay. If he was, listen, I would be down for a Jason Todd or like a younger Dick maybe, but I don't know about him transitioning into Nightwing. I don't know about that. Because that's kind of where we're at. I mean, he's about to be Nightwing in season 3, right?
I thought he was Nightwing at the end of season 2.
He was in Nightwing.
Guys, I haven't finished season 2. I've watched like 2 episodes of that shit.
The costume came out.
Yeah, no, I saw him fighting Deathstroke.
Yeah. Deathstroke was exactly.
Maybe the season, does it get better? Maybe they're just like,
no, I heard it doesn't get better.
I heard it doesn't get better. Like,
what about Crypto? What about Superboy Prime?
He was good from what I heard. Because I stopped. I was like, I can't even get through the first episode.
Dude, do you remember the scene in Titans when Jason Todd's Robin was just destroying those guys in that office complex?
Yep.
Oh my god. The camera's flipping around while he's flipping people around.
I also did not like him as Jason Todd.
No, Jason Todd's a jerk.
I agree.
He played it perfectly. I think that was a perfect Jason Todd.
I thought he was overacting as fuck.
No, over cocky.
He just bothers me.
Nah, he was overacting, man.
But Jason Todd in the comics was,
he's a brat. He's like an asshole.
He was so disliked that they killed him off, and they asked the fans to do it. They said, "Call this 1-800 number," and the fans voted to kill Jason Todd.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember reading that
because he was so hated as Robin.
Yeah.
Did you call in, Chris?
No, because I was unaware of it at the time. I think I was a little too young when they killed Jason with the crowbar and shit. Damn. And then exploded him.
It was fucked up.
But guess what? He's not dead because he's the Red Hood.
Dude, the Red Hood, if they did an Under the Red Hood movie or miniseries. I know.
Under the Red Hood.
How you got to knock me back down to reality?
The Under the Red Hood animated movie was lackluster. It didn't. I don't think the animated one didn't hold. I don't think it. I don't think it hit. The tone wasn't there.
No, sir. That was one of their best animated features ever.
No,
like Under the Red Hood. Colby just actually left a comment that still holds up to this day. Yes, it has amazing rewatch value, and it's a phenomenal story. Like the fact that, I mean, it starts the movie off with the death, and then we get back to this Jason Todd, and we get back to the character confronting Batman and telling him to Batman's face, "I don't work for you any longer. This is how I do crime." And just the voice acting, the design, the story, that hit the nail on the head.
Jesus.
Did they explain how he came back to life? Toss his ass in the Lazarus pit or something? I don't know. But the guy who voiced the Joker in there throws me off every single time I watch it. It's not Joker. That guy does not sound like the Joker at all.
Dude, it's not about the Joker.
It's
about Jason, dude. It's not no, and Black Mask was the main villain of that movie. Joker's in it for like 20 minutes.
He's in it enough to make me go, eh.
Come on, Joker was a placeholder in that shit. Black Mask is the main villain in that movie.
Yes, I remember. Well, no, I mean Jason Todd's the main villain in that movie.
Fair.
The Red Hood, but I think the best one.
So good though. The
Dark Knight Returns is the best that DC's ever made. It's super comic accurate.
Are you talking live action?
No, The Dark Knight Returns. Animated, The Dark Knight Returns. Part 1.
I don't know, man. That Under the Red Hood, man.
It's not better than the Dark Knight story. You're on some of that.
No. Listen, I'm just saying they're about at the same level.
No,
I'm not gonna say yes, they are, dude. Dude, Under the Red Hood is phenomenal. Go back and watch that shit. And Joker, you said that wasn't Joker, but he literally takes a piece of glass and kills these guys I'm like,
he
dude,
doesn't
that
sound like the Joker. He sounds like my Uncle
Are you
Fred.
serious though?
Yeah, he sounds like my
the
uncle
voice
with
acting is what knocks it out for you.
Yeah,
no, man,
when it comes to animated,
the way he is, that is the Joker.
Dude, you're a
That
producer
is
on
the
an
Joker.
you're a producer on an animated show. It is about the voice talent, man. It's got to sell me on it.
He's a great voice talent. I don't know what you're
It
missing.
doesn't sound like the Joker. Why couldn't they get Mark Hamill? What the hell?
Get the hell out of here.
Guys, it's okay.
You don't have to have Mark Hamill as every Joker animated incarnation.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Guys.
Yep.
Kevin Conroy is not every Batman animated.
He
He's not.
should be.
Oh my
And
god.
the fact that he's not throws me off every time I watch a Batman animated.
Get the fuck out of here. It's okay to have a different voice actor.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, man.
It's not. It's not. All right. Well, shit. We ranted and we got off topic for a long time on some really cool stuff today, guys.
Did we get everything?
Gump said they're yelling again. Wee woo, wee woo. Kobe actually dropped some ones. Number 1, Justice League War.
Pretty good.
Number 3, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. I can agree with that. That was a phenomenal ending to the DCAU. Number 4, Batman versus Robin.
Ooh, I was disappointed with that one a little bit.
Was that the one where all the Robins were fighting him? Like where he was under control and Dick Grayson couldn't even beat him down? Am I thinking that? Or is that the wrong movie?
That's the one with this is one with Damian Wayne as Robin.
Like Rise of the Cowl?
No, this is the one with Damian Wayne as Robin.
Yeah, it is Damian, but Dick comes back and Red Robin comes back and they're all like fighting Batman. Am I thinking of the right? Is that the right
I don't know,
one?
because I remember I watched it, didn't like it that much, and I've never seen it again, so I can't really remember. I wasn't happy with that one. There was also another one, Batman something Bad Blood, Batman Bad Blood, and that was horrible. I didn't like that one at all.
Yep, I heard that was
I
bad.
thought it was okay.
I think we're forgetting about what about Assault on Arkham? That was badass.
What was the one that came out in movie theaters? That shit. Which one? What was that
Killing
one?
Joke.
No, that was Mask of the
Killing
Phantasm.
Joke. Yes, Mask of the Phantasm. That shit was another level, bro.
That's up there. That has to be ranked with the feature films. Because that
shit was amazing, man.
That was pretty good.
It was like a standalone of the Batman animated series. That shit was phenomenal, man. And I gotta say, Kevin Conroy is my Batman, guys. I mean, like, look, I know live action. Whenever anybody asks me about the live action Batman, fine, I'll go with my Bale. I'll go with my Keaton. But man, let me tell you guys, if it's just a Batman open house, it's gotta be Kevin Conroy and that 90s animated series. It was so good. It was comic accurate. That was how I saw Batman. I'm sorry. Look, Adam West fans, I'm sorry. That wasn't my Batman. I went back and watched the series. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool. But my Batman, when I think of Batman, that animated series Batman is what I immediately jump to. I might be alone in that.
No. I agree with you. It's one of the best Batman portrayals ever. He's stoic, heroic. He makes there's life lessons in the show, and that Batman is like the Batman that you want. Like when I was a kid, I want to be like that. You know, I want to be like that Batman who just does the right thing, and he's just a good person. And I don't know. There's just something about the way he talks and how the mannerisms, and this Batman wasn't cruel and brutal. He was cerebral. He thought a lot. He was a detective. There was a family involved in it. People need to go back and take inspiration from that.
I definitely agree. Like I feel like I will give Amanda credit. She loves Ben Affleck as Batman. And what I will say about Ben Affleck as Batman is I gotta say compared to Bale, compared to Keaton, that Batman does remind me of the animated series Batman.
Yay.
Like,
Really? How? All the killing?
I mean, look, the killing is a different subject, but
Are
the
you
look,
on that for
the
real?
feel, the
No, I'm just
suit,
trying to say you cannot say that he is like Kevin Conroy's Batman. They're not the same. Nowhere near.
The way he looks, like he
Ben Affleck
looks
is
like
pissed
Batman.
off at the world.
Yeah, but he looks like Batman. He looks like Bruce
Ah.
Wayne. Like when I've read the comics, like I would like he kind of looks like him. Like he just walked out of the comics. To be perfectly honest, like he has that personality to be that guy that walks into the room and you're like, oh shit, like he's here, type of thing. And that's what happened at Lex Luthor's mansion. Like he walked in and everyone kind of took notice, like, oh shit, like Bruce Wayne's here. Like he has that presence, and like Bruce has to have that presence, and then like let alone like Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, but Zack Snyder's version of Batman is absolutely incredible. That shit's lethal. I don't think I've ever been that amped for a like fight sequence like I was during the warehouse scene.
No,
like,
he made Batman scary. No, he made Batman scary. You remember when he's perched up in that shit?
Yeah.
When the cop flashes the flashlight on him?
That's Batman, no.
That's great. I love that. Yes. The whole
that's why I
point
think
of
he's
dressing up as a bat is to fucking scare criminals, not to look cool.
Yes.
And I love that. I love my Batman in the shadows. I love him coming out of nowhere, kicking ass, and not explaining shit, and letting his actions show you that you know Batman has a plan. Like when he said Martha's not going to die tonight, we like, oh, we know. We know, motherfucker. We know you're going to do some shit.
That's why I like that. I like Batfleck, man.
I do too, but it's not enough time to breathe, guys. Just
I agree.
We're never gonna get him again, so I have to just calm myself on him a little bit.
Yeah,
but I agree, man.
But at the same time, from what we got, I'm still pretty content, and like I really do respect his version of Batman for like the little things that we did get. He fucking nailed it, bro. Like he nailed it. How many actors who have played Batman have been able to do both? Bruce Wayne nailed it. Zack's Batman nailed it. He brought that together. It's really hard to get both of them together to be freaking perfect, man. And like he did that in such a short amount of time. And like I think that's amazing.
Tom Holland as Spider-Man. But Jordan did bring up in the comments. No, I'm saying Tom Holland as Spider-Man is an example as well. But Jordan was saying the movie I was thinking about was Batman Bad Blood, which I gotta agree with you, Chris. That movie was sloppy as shit. I really didn't like it that much because I was really like, okay, you mean to tell me Dick gets fucked up, Red Robin gets fucked up? I mean, I think it was only a movie to make Damian look good. Didn't really like it that much.
You can't make Damian look good. Damian's a fucking asshole.
He is.
He's like Wayne.
He's supposed
like
to be
the
in between of Ra's al Ghul and Batman, and he's like got this conflicting kind of mental battle going on, and I do like that about the character. But besides that, like he's kind of bratty in my opinion.
No, I never see him
put him in the Titans. Oh, dude, yeah, he definitely is, especially in the comics.
Like in the comics, yes, but not in the anime. I never really see him as trying
he's mostly
to be a good guy.
Robin.
And when Damian dies, I'm like, good.
And like the whole like him and Raven stuff, I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. That's a discussion for another day. But I think in the animated universe, Damian's kind of annoying to me outside of Young Justice, because Young Justice focuses on Dick. So I was okay with Damian kind of being like around kicking rocks a little bit. But like, man, like I agree, Batman Bad Blood, Batman versus Robin. Like I was just like, dude, Damian is a whiny asshole, and I'm just I'm good on that character, man. I didn't need him, to be honest. Like I would have been cool with them making Tim Drake the Robin of that universe. Fuck Damian.
I agree, but how did you feel about Damian Wayne? Damian Wayne's part in Dark Apocalypse War?
Love that.
I did too.
I mean, let's be real.
That was a little bit more. Yeah, he was mature. He was older.
Yeah, he was kind of like hardened a little bit, kind of like battle hardened a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he fully committed to Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows. Is it the League of No, in the comic book it's a League of Assassins. Sorry.
Yeah, but they did change into League of Shadows in the DCAU,
comic?
I think.
Oh, did they? Oh.
I think, because I know I've heard that. Maybe it was from Gotham, which Gotham.
Yeah.
Look, I like Fish Mooney, and I love that first season. They just fucking toppled over, man. Like
they had me. At first they had me pissed, no Batman, and then they had me excited. Okay, no Batman, and now they just started forcing Batman shit in your face. I'm like, no. It's almost like they got scared.
Right, and they wanted to make Jim Gordon like Batman. I'm like, dude.
Right, there was just
I'm
way
good.
Too much. Yeah, it was. I can't believe it actually survived as many seasons as it did, if I'm being honest with you. But Amanda, you haven't said a lot. Final thoughts, guys. I know we're getting kind of off into our own little. I love this. I like that. Little thingy here. But what about final thoughts on everything that we talked about, guys?
Ladies first.
Look, I'm excited for what DC is doing. For me, it's like if we get more comic book content, it's a win for everybody. And I know we're kind of like, I think the reason why we're kind of getting heated and fired up is the fact that like we really want to know what the fucking plan is. And we want to know the future of the DCU. We want to know all that stuff. And I think that's why we're getting fired up. I am excited, like I said. I don't know how I feel about Keaton coming back because I don't understand the placement yet. But it could be good. It could, it could work, but it also could fail miserably. So it just, I don't know. I think under new management, they fired some people over at Warner Brothers. Now AT&T's coming in. They're like, you get everything. And now we're getting everything. I don't think they're going to screw this up, guys. I really don't. So am I opposed to having 3 Batmans within 5 years? Kind of. I think that's going to really mess things up. But that's for the general audience. Like, I know the general audience is like that stupid that they're not going to understand what the F is happening. But for us, we're sitting here like, yo, this is wicked. We're getting a multiverse. Like, we're going to understand it. They're not going to understand it. So DC's basically like, we're doing this for the comic book fans. And I think that's really important because Marvel does that. Don't get me wrong. But the source material is kind of like guidelines to them. And then they dumb everything down. So it's very different. And I know like you guys think that I hate Marvel, but like I don't. I love Marvel so much. And I'm allowed to be critical of what they put out after freaking 11 years and 4 phases. I'm allowed to be critical. Like that sounded really bad at the end of that.
No, you're allowed to be critical regardless of that. But
yeah, like that's what I don't.
It's art.
Like,
you're allowed to.
Yeah, not only that, it's the fact that everyone shits on DC constantly. Like it's like every effing day. Like DC can't even make a move, and everyone's bringing up Marvel. Like literally right after they announced Keaton. They're like, oh, let's bring Tobey Maguire back for Spider-Man. It's like, no, man, literally shut up. Shut up. I don't care. Like, I know that's a theory, but can DC do something on its own for once? Like, just for once, can we stop comparing it to them? It's it's exhausting to fight this and whatever. When I'm being critical of Marvel, it's because, like, as fans, we deserve better than what they freaking give us sometimes. Okay, we do deserve better than that. And I've been critical since day one. And then when I kept watching and it got worse and it got worse and and it really did. Like, thank God for the Winter Soldier. Thank God for Black Panther. Thank God for Infinity War. But everything else is like, I went in and I had to hold my freaking breath watching it because I'm like, am I going to like this as much as the rest? And like, that's what you go in watching. You're not only watching the film itself anymore. You're comparing it to everything. Why? Because there's 22 films. It's 22 films. And then you have to introduce new characters. So when they say, oh, everyone's excited for Fantastic Four, everyone's excited for the X-Men, bro, I'm not. I'm not excited for it because I've had a freaking Wolverine for 14 years. I've had the X-Men for the past 10 years. I've had the X-Men. So it's just exhausting to even greenlight something at that point. Like even that, do I want a standalone Fantastic Four film right off the bat? I don't know if I want that. I want a name drop of Reed Richards, and I don't want them to become the Fantastic Four again in the standalone because I'm tired. And it's exhausting. So do I actually want F4 to come in right now? I don't think so. X-Men just retired with Dark Phoenix. I don't want to see freaking Xavier again. I don't want to see Magneto again. Give the lesser known characters their time to shine because we've seen them. And it's really going to be hard.
But we haven't seen them done correctly.
Well, that's your opinion, though. That's your opinion.
Hey, Days of Future Past, homie.
Well, I'm just saying.
What?
Listen. What I'm saying.
A different conversation. I'm gonna shut
listen.
up.
I'm just saying, like you can't cast anyone as good as James McAvoy or Patrick Stewart or Ian McKellen or Michael Fassbender for Charles and Eric. You cannot. It is literally impossible to find actors that are going to elevate those characters as well as they did. It's impossible right now. So I would put the X-Men on the freaking back burner and put Fantastic Four on the back burner because it's just, I wouldn't touch them. I really just wouldn't touch them right now. So I wouldn't. And now, because Christian just said Marvel's giving us heroes people don't really know about. Yeah, because they ran out of shit in their first, Infinity Saga. They just ran out of everything. So you put that there, these characters, and I don't want to be a dick about it, but no one really gives a shit about these characters. I don't want to be a dick, and I really don't want to be an asshole about this. I love the Eternals. I just finished Gaiman's run, but it's the fact that, I think that superhero fatigue is really going to bite Marvel in the ass because these are lesser known characters. I'm not saying that they're not good, but it's just, I don't think it's going to generate the exact same energy of the Infinity Saga. And no one's keeping that in mind. And that's what's bothering me. So as DC's gearing up, everyone's like, oh, but Shang-Chi and She-Hulk. And I'm like, okay, but that's great. Half of them are Disney Plus series on that are going to be on streaming. Okay, number one. And they didn't even film them yet. They did not film them yet. This is all hypothetical. They're still casting. This shit can take another 5 to 6 years to do while DC's gearing up. So you can't just discredit what DC's doing. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what's bothering me about this. The streaming service is not even up to standard yet, because when I signed up, I expected Falcon and the Winter Soldier to be on there. I expected WandaVision to be on there right off the bat. Not that they were filming. They screwed me over. I wouldn't have signed up. And I'm pretty sure
No, you're right. They advertised themselves big time. Because where are the Elseworld stories that we were promised 3 years ago?
Exactly. That's what's pissing me off. And it's
what is taking so long? Because they're shitting a brick right now.
Exactly.
Because they know that like you were making a point, Amanda. I think Marvel does know. They can't. Kevin Feige is not that stupid to go, shit, I think we might have blown our load, guys. Everything we're going to do now is going to be good, not great, because you can't top yourself. But then again, you say that these are lesser known characters. Iron Man was one of the lesser known characters in the world, and nobody really knew who he was unless you're a diehard comic book character. And they did something with that. But can lightning strike in a bottle twice for Phase 5, introducing a new character to be a 10-pole character to hold the film going forward, the franchise going forward? I don't think so. And let's not deny the fact that Disney and Marvel are going SJW real quick and in a hurry, and that's going to taint their already existing shit. We already have problems with Morbius and having the Vulture crossover, and it's not supposed to be in the MCU. Then why is an MCU character crossing over into that? If it's not, that's some bullshit too. So DC's not the only one pulling some bullshit, and they're getting a lot of hate. Exactly. But I do think that DC's regrouped. I think they're going, you know what? We're going to do something that Marvel's not going to do. We're going to give them their old characters, and we're going to make everything cohesive and fit together.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, because they're hyping FANDOME like no other. Like DC has never hyped something before.
Exactly.
And I think that they finally stand
that they have the content.
That they have content.
Yeah.
And they can do it different and still compete and get our dollary dues because Marvel shot their load already. And
it did.
Here we go. Leo,
yeah.
What do you think, man?
Yeah, you've been quiet, man. Sorry. I kind of ranted because it's been pissing me off for like the past like 4 days.
I'm gonna just come out the gate and say that Manda is definitely not a Marvel hater. I think you're just so passionate about Marvel being good that when the bad shit comes out, it pisses you off, and I understand that.
Yep.
How I feel about it is I'm gonna wait and see, because I agree with you, Chris, with what you were saying earlier. We didn't know Iron Man. People didn't know Cap. Look, I grew up on Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, X-Men. Like, I didn't grow up on Cap. I didn't grow up on Iron Man. I didn't grow up on all that shit.
I was aware.
I didn't grow up on Eternals. I didn't grow up on I didn't grow up on I did grow up on Shang-Chi. Excuse me. Masters of Kung Fu is amazing as fuck. But I didn't grow up on that stuff. And so the fact that Marvel has done it once, I can't sit back and say, there's no way they're not going to do it again until I see them actually slip up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I mean, look, I loved Far From Home. I know, Manda.
I loved it too.
Okay, yeah. I figured that you loved it as well.
I loved it. I loved it.
I mean, I love that, and that was post Infinity Saga. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm gonna just wait. Mm-hmm. Now, I do see what you guys are saying. They front loaded so many different heroes, but they front loaded a lot of heroes that weren't really well known. And I gotta say that Masters of Kung Fu, I know, Chris, you didn't read it, but it's actually a pretty well-known comic series. And like Masters of Kung Fu was something I grew up with. Like, that was
I don't remember any Shang-Chi trading cards when I was a kid.
I mean, look.
And I had all of them.
Kung Fu is an amazing comic book series, and it's very well known. I actually suggest you go check it out. And he is actually supposed to be the best martial artist in Marvel comics, period. So fuck Iron Fist, fuck Luke Cage, fuck the other Marvel martial art character. It's Shang-Chi. He's the top. He is the best martial artist in Marvel Comics history. So to bring a character forward like that, I have to wait and see that movie, especially what they're going to do with that movie. Because Artemis Fowl got tore up. I still haven't even seen it, but I read Amanda's review. I read all kind of other reviews. I don't really need to see that shit. I don't need to see how Disney ruined an amazing book franchise. And that's where I'm nervous, is that, look, the Rise of Skywalker was bad. Artemis Fowl was bad. Man, I really don't want Shang-Chi to be some ragtag bullshit, teddy bear hugging bullshit. Shang-Chi needs to be a martial arts film top to bottom. It needs to be Enter the Dragon. It needs to be Drunken Master. Like, it needs to be a martial arts film, guys. Like, it needs to be inspired by those early Jackie Chan movies. And I just don't really have the faith or confidence that Marvel will be able to pull that off. But if they do, I'm sold. Listen, that for me, that is probably the determining film. I think Eternals is first on the slate.
No, Black Widow still.
I know Black Widow, but besides Black Widow, because here's my thing: is Black Widow belonged in the Infinity Saga?
It does, because
it's real here,
and it's taking place in the middle of the Infinity Saga. This is the stupidest
after Civil War and before Infinity War.
Who cares?
I mean, it should have been. Let's see.
We should care, but we don't.
Let's be honest. It should have took place back in the Infinity Saga. So I'm not gonna watch that one and judge on Marvel's next phase. Because let's be real, it should have been in the Infinity Saga after Iron Man 2.
There's so many issues. I'm sorry. Like, there's so many issues. And for people to sit here and say that there aren't any issues in the MCU, it just aggravates me to no end. Because that Black Widow placement is garbage. The Captain Marvel placement, trash. They're both trash, those placements.
How are you Scarlett Johansson and having her come in and do a solo movie? How do you not walk?
Like,
how do you not walk? That's blatant disrespect.
unfucking believable with that one.
I mean,
They treated her
like,
so bad.
I'm not really gonna go there and all that, but I do want to finish my point, guys.
Sorry.
Fantastic Four. Am I looking forward to it? Absolutely fucking not. Like the fact that they ruined that 2015 one.
Yep.
I don't really know. I'm sorry. Like Feige, you're gonna have to prove it to me that you can really take characters like Shang-Chi, the Elementals, characters we really don't know before we reintroduce Marvel's first family. Because don't get me wrong, those first two Fantastic Four movies are enjoyable, but are they really the comics I read? Not really.
Hell no.
And I would love to have some justice for Marvel's first family, but I gotta see the next phase really thriving before I'm like faithful. And Amanda, you brought up a really good point. There's really nobody else besides James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart that I could think of for Professor X. Like I remember something on Geekly Goods like that was like fan cast X-Men. I was like, shit, I don't really know because I can't really think about it. But Jeremy Irons as a Magneto, that'd be pretty dope. But like I really can't think of anybody else because these characters have been so long established, not only by their respective actors, but by their comic book counterparts and how accurate they got those, like how much they nailed them so much. Like
Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
That first X-Men and X3, they were okay, but you can't sit up here and tell me that Magneto and Professor X weren't amazing characters. Like they were amazing characters that are amazingly acted by Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. I love those movies for those two, maybe those two alone and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just really hard for me to formulate another X-Men team, another Fantastic Four group.
I'm just not going to care as much.
Fucking mess. Purple saying Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X. I can see that. Yeah. I can also see him as Magneto. And I wouldn't mind
that. That's good. Sorry.
No, you're fine. At the same time, I'm just having a hard time comprehending all that before I comprehend things like Shang-Chi and the Eternal. Like, I got to see that before I have any kind of opinion. And I think that if Shang-Chi knocks it out of the park and it's truly like a martial arts kung fu movie, I'm in, guys. Like, I'm still rolling with the MCU.
That's fair, dude. That's fair. Like, I'm not saying that. It's just the fact that my expectations are so low because I've been disappointed so many times. Like, I love Carol Danvers so much. And then going into Captain Marvel and seeing that it's a pile of shit and they completely changed her character, like, that really brought me down because she's going to lead in the next wave with, like, Black Panther. Like, that's the tag team from what I understood that was, like, happening, that they were setting them up that way, right? So to see that and be disappointed is like, well, fuck, like, what's the point? Like, they're supposed to be the new, like, Cap and Iron Man. And then, like, obviously T'Challa is, like, phenomenal. Like, I love Black Panther. Like, that's besides the point. Just the fact that to see Carol, like, being reduced that way. And I honestly don't think they're going to be able to save her character because she was fucking useless in Infinity War, came clutch in Endgame for 5 seconds and did nothing. You didn't see her the whole time.
Right.
How am I supposed to
credit her on Infinity War for her to come back and get Thanos smacked?
Yeah, like, how am I supposed to give a shit about her character if you're not going to give me
the most powerful Marvel character ever?
Like, I don't get it, man.
To bed with her, Leo.
They did, and like, I mean, wait, Leo, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm excited if there was promise, but the only thing right now that I'm looking forward to is literally the Eternals. They screwed up freaking Doctor Strange because they took out one of, like, solid horror directors that could have worked because they don't want to make it that scary. They literally said this, Leo. And I was amped for Doctor Strange after an
Hold on. Wait a second. Doctor Strange can't be Doctor Strange anymore. The fucking stones don't exist.
Oh, fuck.
How the fuck could he use the
Dude,
stone?
Doctor Strange is still the best sorcerer in the world.
Because of the time
No, it's not
zone.
because of the time
No,
stone.
he has
Go
his
back and read the
own.
comics. It's
No,
definitely not because of the
He has
time
his
stone.
own stuff. He's just the protector
Are
of
you
the time stone.
Are you trying to? Okay, so he had all that little fucking wabbity weavity wave wand bullshit
on his
regardless
own.
of the.
Without
without it.
He had it before he even found the stone.
Damn it! I thought I found a chink in the armor.
Shit,
I thought I found a fucking oopsie.
You almost got me. I was like, yo, wait a minute. I'm like, no, he has his own shit. But it's the fact that, like, that's what bothers me. They have to make Doctor Strange darker, and they're not gonna fucking make him darker because they're babies, and they need it to be PG freaking rated and shit.
Disney's fault.
That's the issue, and everyone's like, "Oh, but Amanda, it's good that way." It's like, no, it's not, man. I want darker storytelling. Like, I want that. That's why, like, with what they did with the Winter Soldier, it will always be freaking God tier.
You're never gonna get another one like that.
You're never
that was
gonna
way
get
too
it.
dark for kids.
I'm not gonna say until I hear, but I will say taking Scott Derrickson off the project was a pretty bad idea. I can agree with you there.
Bad move, bro. Bad move.
But Raimi has some horror elements in him, but he does horror comedy. He does horror comedy.
Right.
That's not scary. The Evil Dead.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Not scary.
Yeah.
Not scary at all.
It is Disney that is like, we have to keep everything PG. We have to keep everything PG. We have to like, that's the issue. So they can't go darker. Like, I'm sorry. They cannot go darker. I don't give a shit. People are saying, oh, Deadpool's going to be rated R.
Ever succeed to the 8 to 12-year-old range. It will never ever succeed. It will never do anything to fuck with that. I said it when Disney bought Star Wars. I told you. Oh my god, I remember watching him sign it. Oh my god, I was like, oh no, this is the end of fucking Star Wars. Look, when Marvel bought him, I'm like, this is the end of the Marvel. We're never good. It's not going to be the same. You watch, Leo. I am willing to bet physical dollars that you're going to be disappointed with Phase 5.
You will, because they're also.
I think we're jumping the gun a little too early here, guys.
They're also saying nothing. We know absolutely nothing.
Right? When is Marvel not shitting?
Man,
like,
did y'all
everything?
tune into Comic-Con last year? They literally gave us their full lineup.
Okay, what did we have?
What the hell was happening?
What did we have since? What do we have since Comic-Con?
Well, let's take a look at the coronavirus, because that delayed Black Widow. That pushed back everything. Hold on. Let me tell you guys, that pushed everything back a release date. So the chains have been moved entirely. We would have already had Black Widow. We would have been on track to see Eternals. We would have already kind of had a little preconceived notion based off of Black Widow and going into Eternals. We would have been like, okay, we kind of see where the MCU was going. We can kind of get a little idea. I think we're jumping the gun just a little bit, saying that, oh, it's going to topple over. Listen, when they first came out, I didn't read Iron Man comics. I'm just going to be real and say that, again, Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, X-Men, those were my Marvel comics. I didn't read Iron Man. I didn't read Captain America. So I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And you mean to tell me they can't do that again? I don't know. I'm just going to wait and see, because I have a little bit of faith in them, but at the same time, it's Marvel that I have the faith in. It's not so much Disney because of the Rise of Skywalker and Artemis Fowl.
No, we're with you on that. That's what we're saying. I can't get over the big brother that is Disney. It's going to fuck the things that you just said that I love too.
Yeah, because they don't allow their directors to have creative control.
And they also hamstring
their Warner Bros. With DC, but that's another combo.
You're going to get some sugary popcorn eating bullshit.
I'm sorry, you are, but it's true. Dude, like, as much as you love Ragnarok, you can't sit there and tell me that wasn't marketed to fucking children. Like, you literally cannot sit there.
The more and more I watch that, the more I'm like, damn, I love this because it's Taika. But if I'm into the. You go from something like even Civil War was a little, shit, that's some shit's getting real. Then you go into fucking Taika. I mean, I get it. I justified it back then as like, yeah, we needed the Ant-Man to come give us some comic relief. Yeah, we needed some Thor. But you know what it was really telling us? It's like, hey guys, are you interested in any kind of tone shifts at any? Oh, you are? Oh, you like that? Oh, well, Disney did a good thing then, because you guys are gonna get some. Oh, that's how I'm looking at it now. I looked at it; they were like testing us. Can we do a little bit of a? Can we dull this back and make it more appealing to everybody? I don't know how. I don't think Disney's not gonna go. Okay, Marvel, just do your thing and just put our name on it. No. Disney, no. Just like Warner Brothers, no. DC, you're not gonna do shit without me saying something. And I because of and look, I'm not even interested in the Eternals. I don't know what the hell that is. Not a clue. Don't care. And the only reason why I cared about Iron Man is I didn't read the comic books either, but I knew who the damn guy was because I had him on the back of my Marvel trading cards.
Yeah.
I didn't have these guys growing up. You find anybody in their 30s plus that are MCU fans, Leo, I bet you they're going to be like, I have no idea who these fucking people are, and I don't care.
I mean, I'm sorry, Chris, but people in their 30s plus, maybe besides you, are going to know who Masters of Kung Fu is.
I really think that only diehard. I seriously, Leo?
I think so, too.
I've never heard of him until you brought it up to me.
Okay, guys, let me know down in the comments. Have y'all heard of Masters of Kung Fu? Because let me tell you guys, like, my dad would
wide known as you think it is.
Dude, I promise you it really is. Like, especially 70s, 80s Marvel. It was like Masters of Kung Fu was one of their biggest titles. And I know that, Chris, you were into Batman and you were into DC. So maybe if you were a little more into Marvel,
I had the Marvel trading cards.
I think what Chris is saying, and like,
I've never seen a Shang-Chi trading card.
I think
there are tons of them, though.
Guys, I think I understand what both of you are saying. I get it. I do think that more people, and like even with myself growing up, I watched the Justice League animated series like on repeat.
Yeah.
I personally believe, and except for like Wolverine, Spider-Man, and the Hulk. Okay, and please hear me out because I love Marvel and I love DC equally. Everyone knows that DC has the more iconic characters because they had the Justice League on television at a very like early stage. So I grew up with the Justice League, and everyone around the world grew up with the Justice League. Everyone and their mother knows the Trinity. Everyone and their mother.
I agree with that.
So everyone knows those characters. So when people bring up, like as a fan, Leo, you know Shang-Chi, which is amazing. But I do get where Chris is coming from, where like the general audience and like regular MC stands don't know who the F that is. So that's where the loss comes in. So I do get both of you. I understand. But the fact that DC has an all-star cast versus like what Marvel started from scratch and no one knew. Why did Marvel start with Spider-Man? Everyone knew who Spider-Man was. That's why they freaking started.
Hold on. They started with Blade. And people did not know who Blade was.
Oh, yeah, they did start with Blade.
No, I was aware of Blade. Like I saw the comic, but I never read it.
Did you? Okay, so there we go.
No, I was aware of Blade, the comic.
Spider-Man.
But I never watched it. I never look at the cover of the first Blade. It looks ridiculous. Well, you think I'd watch that? You think I'd read that? No, I wasn't into that shit. I wasn't into vampires and stuff like that. But then you're right. Iron Man and Blade brought that shit into the forefront. Mm-hmm. There's nothing, I mean,
like for comic book connoisseurs that love Marvel, like I'm talking about the diehard fans that started maybe even Golden Age of Marvel. Man, I'm just saying Masters of Kung Fu in terms of like classic comic book reading is a pretty popular title. But what I will say about characters like that, and this is actually coming from Gump's comment, and thank you so much, Gump. Nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy was.
Yeah.
And now they love the fuck out of them. So for me, it gives me a little bit of confidence that Marvel could elevate things like the Eternals or things like Marvel, especially Kung Fu, the Masters of Kung Fu, Shang-Chi.
The reason why Guardians did so well is because it was funny. Okay, you go back and watch Guardians. You had Pratt at his prime. Everyone loved Chris Pratt. Literally everyone.
Andy.
Like exactly. Not only from that.
It wasn't comic book accurate either.
Yeah, I heard that
The
too.
Guardians weren't funny.
No,
It wasn't.
definitely
It's
not.
the fact that it was funny as
So
shit.
is it really the Guardians though, Leo? Like you really want them to shit on your character Shang-Chi, who you love so fucking much, and you know they're not going to give you.
If they're gonna make it like
want.
Guardians, I don't think I really minded that much, to be honest with you.
I don't
Because
know.
have you guys read Annihilation Conquest?
No.
Like
No.
Annihilation Conquest is one of the best Marvel storylines, period. And after what the aftermath of Annihilation Conquest is what made the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's why he formed them, because he needed something to fight against the threat against Adam Warlock and the other eternal characters of the Marvel universe. And listen, cinematically, that would have been kind of boring. And they adjusted it to make it, you're right, Manda, cinematically friendly. And if they do that to Shang-Chi, fine. I'm okay with that. The only thing I need from Shang-Chi is I just need it to be a kung fu movie. Like, I need it to be about martial arts. I need it to be, and listen, Guardians of the Galaxy was about the team. It was about teamwork and the family coming together, just like after Annihilation Conquest. I mean, no, it's not the Guardians from the comics, because they're a lot more serious. But at the same time, if I get a little humor in Shang-Chi, fine. But I just need the martial arts. Like, I need that choreography. I need that Daredevil style long cut. Give me the hallway, give me the hallway fights. Give me that shit in Shang-Chi, and I'm sold, man. You can change the character. You can make him a little more funny. Fine. But if you give me amazing fight choreography, I'm sold, bro. I'm sold. Because yes, they're going to update these characters. They're going to make them different, because we have to remember, this isn't Earth 616, where Masters of Kung Fu does take place. It's going to be different. They're going to change it. If Shang-Chi is a little more quippy, a little more funny, fine. But if he's more like Jackie Chan and Drunken Fist, I'm cool with that.
Drunken Fist was cool. Drunken Master.
Oh my, yeah, Drunken Master. The first two, the I think there's 3 of them. Amazing movies. And listen, that was balancing humor with martial arts, and that was kind of unique at the time. I mean, because we come from, Bruce
now I want to
Lee
see Jackie Chan play Shang-Chi. That'd be badass.
Oh my god, especially young Jackie Chan at his prime, bro. Oh my god,
he was funny. I don't
Chan.
think people like he had funny. He has good comedic timing, I think, and he's a fucking hell of a fucking performer. So. Look, my point with Shang-Chi, and I'm not trying to crush your shit, and I'm not trying to say it's not, but you're right. I'm not a hardcore Marvel guy. I'm a X-Men fan, and I know who the Avengers are. I wasn't reading any other comic books from Marvel. I wasn't interested because I had the Trinity. I had the Justice League. I had my Batman. I had my Superman, and that's all I needed. And you're right. DC has the 3 most popular comic book characters in history, and that's just the way it's going to be. Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. Marvel doesn't have that. They can't compete. There's no way. You can go to Botswana and say Batman, and somebody's go, Batman! You go over there and say, Eric Bana. Who? Not Eric Bana. I mean, what's his name? Bruce Banner. They don't know who that is, but they do now. But oh god, I lost my train of thought. Shit. What I'm saying is, I don't think that those lesser known characters, She-Hulk, Moon Knight is one of my favorites because he's basically Batman in the Marvel universe. There's things that they can do. Those kind of characters. My problem is Disney. And for me, I have their track record of doing things like I just said, sugarcoating shit, making them kid friendly. It turns me off, and they're going to do it, Leo. It's not even an if, bro. They're going to. It's how much of it I can stand, or how much somebody else can stand of them watering down our characters and using it's not Earth Prime is their excuse for it not being comic book accurate. I'm sick of hearing that. That's their way of not making it. They didn't do that.
Earth 616.
Yeah, but they didn't do that on purpose from the beginning. They just started saying it's not because
DCEU is not Earth Prime. I hope you know that's not Earth Prime.
Okay, when did Zack Snyder establish that?
Do you think Man of Steel is very comic book accurate?
No, but we're not playing with Prime storylines in
Earth Prime,
DC
man.
universe.
It's not Earth Prime. That's not Earth Prime. DCEU is not Earth Prime. You cannot tell me that's Earth Prime or even Earth 1. It's a completely new universe.
Oh, it's more like Earth
real.
1. You know, I think it's a little bit more like Earth 1 with Batman.
Which you can even say that MCU is more like Ultimate. But, I mean, it's not Earth 1.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, us as fans know it's not. But have the DCAU, EU, and Warner Brothers and DC come out and said this is not Earth Prime? No, they haven't. So we have to assume that there is no other multiverses yet. But with the Marvel, they have come out and said this is not the Prime universe. That's why our characters aren't the same. But that's their excuse for the way that they're written and the way the movies are coming out. We'll go, oh, this isn't really comic book accurate, but we'll just tell them it's not the right universe. Who cares? But that's it. That's a scapegoat for their bad writing and their bad movies into Disney not wanting to say fuck shit.
I mean, we can say the same thing about DC. Listen, I love their animated universe. I mean, Amanda brought it up earlier. I grew up on Justice League. Do you guys remember the Green Lantern 2D animation? Grew up on that shit, the 3D animation. Like, I grew up on all of that. But what I'm trying to say is that both the DCEU and both the MCU are not wholly based on Ultimate, 616, Earth Prime, New Earth. They're not really based off of those, man. Like, they're their own original universes. And I guess I don't really expect things like Shang-Chi and Eternals. I'm indifferent because I have read a couple of runs of that, and I don't think I agree with Amanda in that. I don't know if they can hit that one, but we'll see. But like with Shang-Chi, you can change that character up and I'll still be okay with it. Just don't make him a fucking Danny Rand. God, that was...
Yeah, please don't.
Woo, that was awful. If anything, make him a Daredevil.
And I think that Batman is the most popular superhero still. I'm not sure. I think Spider-Man's really close.
To be honest.
But I know when I last checked it a couple years ago, it was still Batman. But you might be right, Christian. I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, the kids fucking love Batman and Spider-Man. I'm a teacher. I know.
Yeah, you know more than anybody. But I will say that in terms of iconic characters, you got Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine on the Marvel side, and then you got the Trinity on DC. And I would actually argue that people, maybe they don't know Bruce Banner, but they know the Hulk. If you say the Hulk, they know the Hulk. And they know Wolverine.
That's true. But I don't think but the popularity is still on DC's side, always has been. It used to be Jesus, Superman, Batman. I'm not even kidding. Where you can go all around the world and say those three names and everybody knows who you're talking about.
I mean, hey, that's fair. And the Beatles stepped up and said they were more popular than Jesus.
John Lennon said that. John Lennon said that. Not the Beatles. John Lennon. All by himself, idiot.
Yeah. And he was right at that time. Sure.
He probably was, yeah. Did you know, here's an interesting fact about John Lennon. He called his own death. He was on a talk show and he said he's probably going to get popped off by some lunatic. And he got shot by a lunatic and died. He called his shot like Babe Ruth did on his home run. I'm going to live to be 1 billion years old and I'm going to die peacefully. I just called my own shot.
Me too. I completely agree 1,000%. Man, it's been a really good cast, hasn't it?
Very fun. Amanda, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening.
Okay. All right. I tried to wrap this up like 30 minutes ago. We just keep going down the rabbit hole. What's really hard, guys, if you're still listening to us, is that we're good friends and we love talking to each other. So our podcasts get off on these little tangents just because it's fun for us. We enjoy it. And we hope that you guys love it too, because we love doing it.
Hell to the yeah.
But if there's anything else, guys, I don't think there is. I think we've pretty much said it all. If you have any
we hit the entire spectrum for sure.
Yeah, if you have any last comments, if you're still listening, shoot them. Leo, Amanda, it's been a pleasure. Oh, I see one coming through.
What's that? Oh, Movie File said I have a feeling that Disney Plus shows will be more adult than what people are expecting. Like Mandalorian was a bit more mature. I think Marvel gave Cap more than an edge. So I see She-Hulk and Moon Knight be more mature than you may expect. Hey man, I'm looking to be blown out of the water. I look, I'm not coming in with any assumptions, expectations. I'm just gonna wait for Marvel to blow me away. And if they do, awesome. If they don't, I'm gonna have to just wait for these DCEU films because I do love both Marvel and DC. So, I mean, look, if they shit the bed, look, I got DC to look forward to. I'm not upset.
No, either way, we it's a win-win for us comic book guys. And I think if Disney does the thing what they do with Mandalorian, step away and let those people who love the source material and get it flourish, then I'll eat my words when it comes forward, because you're right. The Mandalorian, good point that you brought up, Movie Files. The Mandalorian gives me hope for Star Wars. Now
You watched it?
I've watched a few episodes. I'm into it. I'm going to watch another one when I go to bed tonight. I'm taking my time with it because I talked massive shit. But what really got on me was the articles I'm reading about and listening to the director's roundtable and watching how they make the film. How they do the show. It's just fucking, as a filmmaker, it's just phenomenal. I love it. It's freaking awesome. And the tone I feel is like, oh, that feels like Star Wars for the first time since JJ did his Mystery Box Wars, MacGuffin Wars, whatever you want to call it.
We got to talk about the Deborah Chow episodes and the Rick Famuyiwa episodes and the Taika Waititi conclusion. But let me know when you get done.
Oh, definitely. So, like, what I'm saying is, if less Disney involvement with Marvel going forward, I think that's a good thing. But we'll see. Amanda, last thoughts?
We pretty much covered everything. Yeah, I'm excited for season 2 Mandalorian for sure. So I am excited that you're watching it.
I'm getting around to it.
You should watch it though.
I go into. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for us here on Tuesday night. What did I call it?
Tuesday night Geeks, boy.
Tuesday night Geeks. Tuesday night Freaks. Yeah.
We said Freaks.
Tuesday night Freaks. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and supporting us. Really appreciate it. We'll check you guys out on the next podcast. See you later, guys. Have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.